Game 44 in Chatham. Hello everybody, welcome into Bird's Eye View, the last regular season game of the 2019 season. The Orleans Firebirds and the Chatham Anglers couldn't have really ended it a much better way. Alec Hendon alongside Scotty Gange, and again, thank you for following along for the ride this season. Alec, it sure has been fun and a perfect day for baseball for the last game of the regular season.
Scotty, somehow it is August 1st, somehow it's a final regular season game. I don't really know how we got to this point, but here we are in a game that...
Is it really August 1st?
I know, it's crazy to think about. It's actually my cousin's birthday, that's how I was like, oh my goodness, I gotta send her a text, it's so crazy, but happy August 1st to everyone, happy end of the regular season. Though this game will not matter at all in the standings, if the Firebirds do win, they will tie the Anglers in points, so they could be co-division champions. So something to play for tonight here, Scotty, before Yarmouth Dennis comes to Eldridge Park tomorrow for the first game of the playoffs.
Hey, a lot to play for tonight, really. Of course, the co-division champions would be fantastic for the Orleans Firebirds in red, but also, you know, you just want to get back on track and heading into the postseason. Of course, the Firebirds, they were on a bit of a hot streak, the 3 straight wins heading into last night. Really fantastic game last night in the 8-7 finish that Chatham got on top after 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th. And yes, the game tonight, although we're probably going to see a lot of position pitchers on the other team and different things like that, we are going to see some great baseball, which is always fun. You know, it's as much as this league is about competition, it's also about development. So we're going to get to see that and also just see both of these teams look to really finesse everything and just fine-tune every little piece of their game to get ready for the playoffs. Yes, YD, Friday, Saturday, and possibly Sunday, a best 2 out of 3 series. But tonight, there's something the Firebirds have got to do to really get back on track and get ready for the postseason. Alex, what would you say it would be?
I just say they got to erase what happened last night. Obviously, you blow a 3-run lead in the 9th inning. That's never a good thing. Their first 2 games here at Veterans Field have ended in 8-7 walk-off wins for Chatham, and that's just tough. This is your rival. This is a team you play a lot throughout the course of the season, especially here late in the season. Since these 2 teams didn't match up till July 3rd, Scotty, they've seen a lot of each other in this last month, and they could potentially see themselves later this next week if both teams advance to the playoffs. So I just want to be able to show that, hey, we're not afraid to play here. We can put these games away and get all those 27 outs and come out victorious and just be a big jumping board, like you said. Big game starts, the new season starts tomorrow, but you always want to end on the regular season on a positive note.
Yeah, it really was a fun season, to be completely honest. 2019 was fantastic. I mean, Max Troiani, a guy out of Bentley that was supposed to be here for 2 weeks, he ends up being the team MVP and just shows out in front of everybody. Guys like Noah Skiro, Jared Schuster, Adam Seminaris up on the bump as starters for the Firebirds. They were relentless and just dominated all year long, and that was fun to see. You know, relieving guys like Connor Pellerin, guys like Nick Garcia, guys like David Steele, they all came in and they got to shine at their specific moments, and that was really fun to watch also. There's so many people I'm leaving off here, guys like Tanner Murray, Eddie McCabe, and I can just go on and on and on and name just pretty much every name on this team and how, you know, they all had their moment. That was really fun to watch. If you could pinpoint one thing from the 2-0 win with Josh Zamora hitting the home run back on June 6th against Bourne to last night's 8-7 game here at Chatham, favorite part of the season, Alec, of the regular season, because I know we got a lot more baseball coming up on the way, but what is one of your favorite parts of the season?
When the team got on that 5-game winning streak right at the end of June into July, that was just really cool. It led up right to the 4th of July holiday, which was an absolutely awesome experience in the town of Orleans from the town parade. And just the way that team, you felt the team come together. Everything was clicking on all cylinders, because the first part of the season, even all the way to today, the pitching has just been tremendous. They've allowed the fewest runs of any Cape League team so far this season. The offense was just inconsistent. When they got hot and on that winning streak, it was the offense that carried them. It was everybody doing their whole thing. It was a team effort, and that was just really impressive to see, because Orleans as an organization had a really tough year last year. They missed out in the playoffs. They only accumulated 29 points. They have a chance to get to 50 tonight. That just shows the turnaround on this team and the impressive work by Coach Kelly Nicholson and his coaching staff. It's just
an incredible turnaround, really. I mean, 29 points to 50 points, that's absolutely fantastic if they can hit that tonight. 29 to 48 is no much of the same. I mean, it's just, really fantastic. Incredible when you look at it in that sense from year to year with tons of new guys coming in. And you know, for me, I think it's the past 3-game winning streak, and even last night was awesome to watch too. The Firebirds, I mean, they had the lead, things didn't end the way they wanted to, but what a fun game that was. I mean, the energy was here from the Chatham side, on the Orleans side. It really was fun seeing guys like Shea Whitcomb in the past couple of days just bomb homers, seeing guys like Max Troiani have big hits when needed to be hit. Noah Skiro again pitched well yesterday, and just everybody has had that type of shining star moment at least one time, and most guys have had it more than one time, so it's been really fun to follow that. And we got a fun game tonight, so for everybody that's been watching and following the Birds and the Birds Broadcast Network all season long, we thank you, and we hope that you enjoyed this season as much as we did. We really did enjoy it. Hey, this is the last game of the regular season, the last scheduled game, but a whole lot of baseball coming up on the way. But for now, it's Chatham and Orleans in Game 44.
the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Brandon Prentice.
Dinner at 6 o'clock. I'm skipping the dinner.
The 2019 Chatham Anglers.
We go to another the second baseman. This guy right now, he's tracking. Good God, he's so hard for the position. Watch how hard he's like a second, third baseman. He's got some smoke. He's like on the stage. He played in the, I think he got to the region, to the,
For the 44th and final time in the regular season, the Orleans Firebirds are set for baseball. Kelly Nicholson's club make their return trip back to Veterans Field to face off against the East Division champs, the Chatham Anglers, to wrap up the regular season in 2019. We welcome you here to Chatham, Massachusetts, alongside Thomas Cinzarella. I'm Josh White. Thomas, a heck of a baseball game last night at Veterans Field. Fifth meeting between the two sides, and of course it ends 8-7 once again, third time this summer and it's gone down that way. This time probably the most adventurous. After the Birds score 3 in the top of the ninth, the Anglers come back. They score 4 in the home half to walk it off.
Yeah, it was definitely an adventurous ball game yesterday between the Firebirds and the Anglers. A really competitive ball game, and it was a fun one for us here to broadcast and watch here for any Anglers and Firebirds fans that came out, or baseball fans in general. I mean, it was a seesaw of a game. Whole entire almost 3 hours that it took.
The Anglers have wrapped up the #1 seed in the East Division. They're 24-17-2 with 50 points. The Firebirds 2 points shy at 22-17-4. First pitch from Huey Morrill to Jacob Hurtubise. Fastball paints the inside corner at 91 miles an hour, and we're off and running at 7:03 p.m. Not much on the line between these two sides tonight. 0-1 from Morrill. Fastball slings outside. It's 1-1. Game time temperature is 76 degrees. Sunny, winds blowing out of the east-southeast at 1 miles an hour. Hurtubise back in for the left side. Ball out of Oklahoma State. Winds and fires the 1-1. Breaking ball skips in low. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. With the Anglers wrapping up the #1 seed last night, Tom Holliday going with a position player on the mound. 2-1 from Morrill. Fastball runs downstairs. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Now, Morrill has made an appearance on the bump this summer, pitched on July 11th against the Falmouth Commodores. 1 inning and a third, gave up 4 runs on 4 hits. 3-1 from the right-hander. Fastball downstairs, ball 4. 5-pitch walk from Jacob Hurtubise is the leadoff man from Army. Kicks off this ball game with a walk.
Yeah, and Hurtubise is a guy that had a great game yesterday, reaching base 4 times in that ball game, going 2 for 3, and working a walk as well.
So now Julio Marcano, second baseman out of NJIT, sporting Shea Whitcomb's number. We'll dig in from the right side. Whitcomb, the Birds leader in home runs, getting the night off tonight. And a little swap of the jerseys pregame about 30 minutes before first pitch. Morrill set first base side, first pitch. Fastball dots the outside corner for strike 1.
Now it'll be interesting if Marcano hits a home run with Whitcomb's number, maybe some of the jersey.
Whitcomb has hit 8 home runs, which leads the Birds. Marcano has 1 in his first 12 games in Orleans. Righty on righty matchup, the 0-1. Fastball zips on the outside corner. It's 0-2. Let's give you the Anglers' defensive alignment, the outfield from left to right. Kalilau, Davis, Polensky, the infield, Wallace at third. Arenas, the shortstop. Haig, the second baseman. O'Gwyn at first. And Welch, the battery mate, to Morrill. 0-2. Breaking ball, cut on and miss, strike 3. 80-mile-an-hour curveball had Marcano out in front. And Huey Morrill with his first strikeout in his Cape Cod Baseball League career.
Yeah, Morrill, just going back on him a little bit, recruited as a 2-way player back at Oklahoma State. A guy that's already touching the low 90s on the radar gun with the fastball.
So now Eddie McCabe shifted back over to shortstop in the final game of the summer. Steps in, first pitch. Fastball skips low for ball 1. No score between Orleans and Chatham with 1 down in the top of the first at Veterans Field. McCabe has reached base in 21 straight ball games coming into the final game of the regular season. Morrill set at the chest, checks on the runner, 1-0. Fastball runs outside, it's 2 balls and no strikes. For McCabe, a similar spot he saw himself in 2018. Played in 1 game for the Birds. Came in game 44 a summer ago against the Chatham Anglers. Went 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Check on Hurtubise at first base. Center fielder from Armia, a headlong dive back into the back. Jacob 4 for 4 in stolen base attempts this summer. Middle back shifted for 2. Second baseman Haig close to the back. 2-0. Fastball ripped out and missed. It's 2-1. Pitching plan tonight for the Chatham Anglers. It'll go from Huey Morrill, a natural infielder, to Jorge Arenas, another natural infielder who's currently playing shortstop. Then Keaton Rice and Paxton Wallace, the next 2 in line for the Anglers. Cape chokes up on the bat, 2-1. Fastball 90 on the radar gun, catch the outside corner, it's 2-2. We saw Jorge Arenas already once this summer against the Orleans Firebirds out of the bullpen. Picked up a save on July 4th. Don't think he'll get a save opportunity tonight. 2-2, runner going, breaking ball, cut on and miss, throw down for the catcher. Not in time. So McCabe goes down swinging. The throw from Charlie Welch, just too slow as Hurtubise swipes his 5th bag of the summer, but back-to-back Ks for Huey Morrill.
Yeah, Morrill settled down a bit here in this first inning, striking out. You mentioned Marcano down McCabe. But again, Firebirds still danger here with Zach Britton. Got a productive night last night against Chatham with an RB opportunity.
Britton went 4 for 5 with a home run last night for the Birds. First pitch to Britton. Fastball runs outside, gets past the catcher Welch. Hurtubise jogs 90 feet on the wild pitch, and the Birds runner 90 feet away.
Well, it's funny now on the wild pitch now puts him over at third base because it was Zach Britton in that situation yesterday. Advanced on 2 wild pitches and then scored on a pass ball to manufacture the run for the Firebirds.
Scoreless ball game at Veterans Field, 2 gone in the top of the first. Britton back in for the left side. Morrill winds and fires the 1-out. Fastball over the heart of the plate, it's 1-1. Orleans Firebirds, road red uniforms, white lettering across the chest, white pants. Chatham Anglers, their BP blue tops with red lettering, blue caps, and blue brims. Here's the 1-1 from the right-hander. Breaking ball flutters outside, it's 2-1. Britton hitting .289 this summer for the Birds with 5 home runs and 19 RBIs. 6'1", 205-pound Batesville, Indiana native steps back in. 2-1. Fastball just off the plate. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Let's give you the umpires tonight. Mike Finn calling balls and strikes behind the plate. Jeff Kinney at first and James Fonseca at third. Hurtubise aboard at third base with 2 away in the top of the first inning. Here's the 3-1. Breaking ball popped up behind the dish and out of play. Count runs full. Lefty Britton digs back in. Morrill trying to strike out. 3 in a row after the walk to Hurtubise. 3-2. Breaking ball on the outside corner. Ring him up. Strike 3. Britton will jog down to first base after Welch couldn't hold on. He tossed it to the first baseman Jamal Gwynn. And the side is retired. How about Huey Morrill striking out the side here in the first inning as the Birds score no runs on no hits, no errors, and they leave 1 runner left on base. We'll go to the home half of the first at Veterans Field. Scoreless ball game between Orleans and Chatham. Check out some highlights from the Birds game on Tuesday. 1-1. Breaking ball hit to the right side, slowly moving, fielded by Marcano. Flip to second, throw on to first. In time. A 4-6-3 slick inning-ending double play. Here's the first pitch. Breaking ball swung on, hit into center field. Polkovich on the run. That's going to get down for a base hit. Tarani charges in from third. Right behind him is Shea Whitcomb. And on first base with a 2 RBI single is Tanner Murray. Right-hander Boyd set 2-1 as Scara squares, gets it back in front of the mound. Pitcher Boyd fields, shovels it home, not in time. Zach Kokoska slides under the tag as Scara got the bunt down. 2-2. Breaking ball popped into shallow right field. Zach Britton charging in, second baseman Marcano going out. It's Marcano who makes the catch, spins around and flips it back into the infield. Great play by Julio Marcano. Here's the 3-1. Fastball pounded into right field. Zach Britton ranging in. That's going to drop down for a base hit. Welch takes the turnaround third. The throw to the plate offline. Tag applied from Emery in time. First pitch to Escara. Breaking ball swung on, clobbered into right field for a base hit. Charging around from third is Zach Daniels. The throw to the plate from Kalalau high. Trevin Escara took the charge. Bottom of the first at Veterans Field. Orleans and Chatham scoreless. And Hayden Thomas, the right-hander from Texas A&M Corpus Christi, goes out for his Cape Cod Baseball League debut. Thomas freshly activated last night for the Birds. Made 16 appearances this past spring with 2 starts. Just threw 17 1/3 innings. Went 1-0 with a 9.35 ERA. He'll face off against the Chatham Anglers lineup that has some of their regulars out 1 through 9. Cooper Davis leads things off first pitch. Fastball runs outside for ball 1. The Firebirds not pitching position players tonight. They'll go with 2 starters they just activated the last 2 days. 1-0 fastball lined out to deep right field. Zach Daniels on the run in the right center field alley. He makes the grab shoulder high for the first out of the inning. Davis hit it on the screws, but right at Zach Daniels to make the grab. It's now Aaron Polensky, right fielder from Nebraska, will dig in from the right side. Polensky made his Cape Cod Baseball League debut last night, going 0 for 1. Tom is working out of the stretch. He's set first base side. First pitch. Fastball dots the inside corner for strike 1. Polensky, a second team All Big Ten selection this past spring. Hit .320 for the Huskers. 0-1. Bending curveball comes upstairs. It's 1-1. A Nebraska native elected to attend the hometown school. Here's the 1-1. Fastball golfed out to shallow left center field. Shortstop McCabe going out. Kokoska coming in. This dunks down for a base hit. Polensky, his first hit on the Cape in just his second AB. And the Anglers a 1-out base runner here in the first.
Yeah, it was a ball that had caught up in the air for a little bit, but Kokoska playing deep down there in left field. Had to come in a long way, and the ball just found out its way into the outfield grass for a base hit.
It's now Kendrick Kalalau, left fielder from Florida, takes his first turn at the plate. First pitch from Thomas. Fastball golfed out to straightaway center. Jacob Hurtubise gliding to his left. Lines this one up to make the grab, and there's 2 away. Chatham swinging early and often tonight. We've seen every Angler so far swing at the first 3 pitches. And now Jamal O'Gwyn, the hero from last night, will dig in. O'Gwyn, a late addition to this Anglers lineup tonight, was inserted for Alex Terrell in the cleanup spot at first base, less than 30 minutes before first pitch. O'Gwyn at 6'4", 220 pounds, steps in from the right side, first pitch. Breaking ball skips in low for ball 1.
I was about to say, if Terrell was in the lineup, he probably would swing at the first pitch like he did last night.
Orleans nothing, Chatham nothing. 2 away in the last of the first. Polensky aboard at first base. The 1-0. Fastball up in the zone, ripped out and missed. It's 1-1. Gwynn, an East Division All-Star for the Anglers. He has struggled mightily after the All-Star break. Just 2 for his last 18, but the 1, a base hit last night. 1-1, chop to the left side, right at the shortstop. Eddie McCabe charges in. Underhand flip to Julio Marcano, and that retires the side. So Hayden Thomas works around a 1-out single to Aaron Polensky, as the Anglers scored no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and they leave 1 runner left on base. After 1 complete inning at Veterans Field, Firebirds and Anglers scoreless, and let's send it over to Scotty Gage. Scotty?
Josh, yeah, I mean, I know today it's kind of an awkward day for baseball in the fact that all the playoff seedings are already set. Of course, the Firebirds are the 2 seed. The Chatham Anglers will be the 1 seed. But there is a few things to play for in this game today. And, yes, the 9-inning game here at Chatham with the Chatham Anglers and the Orleans Firebirds. I mean, something you've got to realize is last summer, 29 points for the Firebirds missed out on the playoffs. And if they win today, then it's 50 total points for the Firebirds. I mean, think of that just from 2018 to 2019. You go from 29 to 50. As an organization as a whole, you have to think that's a huge, huge confidence boost and just something to really, really be proud of on the season. So this 50-point, total to finish the season would be huge for the Firebirds in that sense, and it's something you really want to do. And also today, we know that the Anglers would have the head-to-head and would have the number 1 seed at the playoffs. But if the Firebirds do win this game today, then it's 50 points apiece for the Anglers and the Firebirds, which would officially make them co-division champions in the Eastern Division. So pretty cool. Of course, they would get the 1 seed at the Chatham Anglers because of the head-to-head, but they're going for a co-division championship today. So definitely a lot to play for in this game, although it might not seem like that at some points of the day and some points of the ball game today, but gotta say, a lot to play for today, guys.
The Chatham Anglers, their first regular season title on the Cape since 2013 when they had 53 points. In 2019, the Anglers with 50, the Firebirds 48. Just like Scotty said, looking for a share of the East Division regular season crown. Top of the second at Veterans Field, Orleans and Chatham, nothing doing. Huey Morrill, the right-hander from Oklahoma State, heads back out once again for the Chatham Anglers. Right fielder Zach Daniels steps in. Morrill winds and fires the first pitch. Fastball runs inside for ball 1. Morrill, a natural position player for the Cowboys, struck out the side in the first. Issued a leadoff walk before retiring the next 3. 1-0 to Daniels. Fastball zips outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 for the Orleans Firebirds with Zach Kokoska and Tom Keegan to follow. Daniels swinging from the right side. Here's the 2-0 from Morrill. Fastball dots the outside corner. It's 2-1. Although Morrill is a position player, this is his second appearance on the bump this summer for the Anglers. 5'11", Florida native, rocks and fires 2-1. Fastball catches the outside corner once again. It's 2-2. Pitched on July 11th against the Falmouth Commodores. Just lasted an inning and a third, giving up 4 runs. Morrill looking for his 4th K, the 2-2 home. Breaking ball golfed out to the left side of the infield. The shortstop Jorge Arenas catches it just above the dirt for out number 1.
Expensive AB there for Zach Daniels. Appeared that might have broken that barrel as well off the edge.
So now Zach Kokoska, left fielder from Kansas State, will dig in for the first time tonight. One of 3 left-handed swingers for the Firebirds this evening. Scoreless ball game between Orleans and Chatham with 1 gone in the top of the second. Morrill gets the sign. Here's the first pitch to Kokoska. Fastball at 90 on the radar gun once again. Paints the inside corner for strike 1. We've seen Zach Kokoska on the mound this summer as well, through a third of an inning against the Wareham Gatemen back in July. 0-1. Fastball catches the outside corner. It's 0-2. Morrill working both sides of the plate. We've seen a 2-pitch mix from the right-hander. Predominantly fastballs, but he's shown a curveball as well. Kokoska chokes up on the all-black bat from the left side. Morrill's 0-2 home. Breaking ball caught and missed, strike 3. Kokoska chased the curve in the dirt. Knocked on by Welch. He'll toss the first. The 4th K of the night for Huey Morrill, and there's 2 away.
Yeah, Morrill really has his pitches working here in the early go. It's just the fastball, really curveball mix, but it's catching these Firebirds hitters swinging the pitches out of the zone.
Now the birthday boy, Dom Keegan, will step in from the right side, celebrating his 19th birthday today. First pitch to the DH from Vanderbilt. Fastball right down the chute for strike one. 2 quick outs for Huey Morrill. He's retired the last 5 after a leadoff walk to Jacob Hurtubise. Morrill's 0-1 home. Breaking ball catches the outside corner. It's 0-2. Keegan hitless in his Firebirds career so far. It's been a short tenure, just playing in his 5th game. 0-2. Breaking ball drops down low. It's 1-2. Keegan 0 for his first 8, including an 0 for 3 night against the Anglers at Eldridge Park a couple days ago. 6 foot back in from the right side. 1-2. Breaking ball, chased that and missed for strike 3. Huey Morrill with 5 strikeouts across the first 8 batters. The right-hander from Oklahoma State is carving up the Orleans Firebirds. We're through an inning and a half at Veterans Field. No score between Orleans and Chatham. You're listening to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network.
Hey, welcome back here into Eldridge Park. Scotty Gange alongside Orleans manager Kelly Nicholson. Coach, first time since 2004 there's been an all-star game here at Eldridge. How cool is that?
Yeah, it's cool. I think it's a great, obviously I think it's the best venue on the Cape, and if you're going to have an all-star game on the Cape, I don't think you can pick a better place than Eldridge.
You said it, you know, it's all the best players on the Cape are out here today. To be kind of a guy watching them warm up and do all that thing and work with all these great players today, how much fun are you having?
Yeah, it's fun. We just talked, you know, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's already been a long day and the game hasn't started, but it's fun. It's nice to have these guys from Chatham and Brewster and Whiting and Harwich on our side.
Yeah.
Because there's obviously some very good players, and it's going to be fun watching them play tonight.
I know for me, you know, seeing a lot of the guys from the other teams, I've kind of been surprised by how personable all these guys are, that guys that are kind of just faces to us. What have you been surprised about today?
I don't think there's been any real surprises other than it's hot, man. It's just
You're
hot.
telling me.
God dang it. But yeah, no surprises so far. It's been very well organized, and the brunch was good, and BP was good, and in and outs are going well. We're getting ready for the home run derby.
Another prize pack, 30-minute massage with Angus Ray and Marshall Massage. 2 round-trip tickets on the seat, 2 Authority Ferry, and a $20 gift certificate to Chatham Mission.
Last of the second at Veterans Field, Orleans and Chatham scoreless. Paxton Wallace, the third baseman from Wichita State, will lead things off for the Anglers. Set against the Firebirds right-hander Hayden Thomas. Thomas at a Texas A&M Corpus Christi set at the belt. First pitch hill. Fastball cut back to the screen for strike one. Thomas in his Cape Cod Baseball League debut worked around a 1-out single in the first. Then came back and retired the next 2 Anglers on just 4 pitches. Right-hander working out of the stretch, 0-1. Looping curveball just upstairs. It's 1-1. Charlie Welch and Jorge Arenas to follow in the frame for the regular season East Division champs. Wallace in from the right side, the 1-1. Curveball this time drops over the heart of the plate. It's 1-2. We were told before the game Paxton Wallace may see some time on the mound. He's the 4th different pitcher slated tonight for the Chatham Anglers. 1-2. Fastball on the inside corner, ring him up, strike 3. First strikeout for Hayden Thomas in his Cape Cod Baseball League career as he paints the inside edge with an 89-mile-an-hour heater for out number 1.
Well, definitely for Thomas on the mound, maybe just getting through that first inning will boost him some confidence. You know, always some early nerves here, especially when making your first appearance or start on the Cape.
So now Charlie Welch, the catcher from St. John's River State College, will dig in. First pitch. Breaking ball just misses up and away for ball 1. Chatham and Orleans, nothing doing in the home half of the second at Veterans Field. Welch, a Clearwater, Florida native, steps in from the right side. Here's the 1-0. Fastball catches the outside corner despite ricocheting off the glove of David Avidia, and it's 1-1. Welch starting to heat up for the Anglers down the stretch, batting .381 over the last 6 games. 6'1" rising junior steps back in, the 1-1. Fastball upstairs, gloved down by Avidia above the helmet. It's 2-1. For Welch, he spent his last 2 seasons at Pepperdine out in California. Decided he's going to go back to his home state down in Florida. Going to play for St. John's River State College. Get a little closer to home for year 3. 2-1. Fastball taken above the letters. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. For Welch, it wasn't an easy decision even to go to Pepperdine. Originally committed to South Carolina heading into his senior year. 3-1, fastball clubbed back to the screen, and the count runs full. Then a late change in the Gamecocks coaching staff just before his senior year had him decommit before going across the country to Pepperdine. 3-2 the count to Charlie Welch, the catcher for Tom Holliday's club. Payoff pitch, fastball up and away, ball 4. First walk of the night for Hayden Thomas, the second base runner for the Anglers. They've got a man on with one away.
Shortstop from Stetson, number 3, Jorge Arenas.
It's now Jorge Arenas, the shortstop from Stetson. Will dig in for his first time tonight. Arenas 2 for his last 26, but both hits have been huge for the Anglers. Righty on righty matchup with one away. First pitch from Thomas. Fastball up in the zone, cut it and missed for strike one. Arenas last night an RBI double to keep the Anglers in the ball game. Then that other hit, part of that 26 AB skid, his first home run on the kid. Took him 174 at-bats to his Cape career. 0-1, breaking ball tapped third base side, right to the Anglers on deck circle. Who else is there? But the pitcher waiting on deck, Huey Morrill. No score in the last of the second at Veterans Field. 44th and final game of the regular season on Cape Cod. 0-2. Breaking ball up and away. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And you can imagine we could be in line for a quick-paced ball game at Veterans Field tonight. The way the Anglers are swinging early and Hayden Thomas's pace on the bump. 1-2. Fastball comes up and in. Plunks Jorge Arenas on the back left shoulder. Thomas lost control of the heater. And that'll put runners on first and second for the Anglers with only one away.
It looks like that one must have just slipped out of the hand of Thomas. Ball that came right at the back bare of his back around there as that runner's on first and second with one down here for the Anglers. They try to strike first in this ball game.
So now the pitcher, Huey Morrill, will dig in. And yes, the pitcher is batting on Cape Cod. Very rarely will you hear that at the collegiate level. But Morrill, a natural infielder, making his second appearance on the bump in a game that doesn't mean awfully too much for the Chatham A's. Morrill batting .368 over his last 10 games, trying to deliver the game's opening run. First pitch. Fastball paints the outside corner for strike one. Morrill, a Big 12 honorable mention this past spring for the Cowboys. Batted .282 with 20 RBIs. Morrill digs in from the right side. Here's the 0-1. Looping curveball drops it on the outside corner. It's 0-2. Both of the pitchers going at it here in the last of the second in Chatham, Massachusetts. It's in a 2-pitch mix for both guys, too. Both fastballs in the low 90s and a curveball in the upper 70s. 0-2. Curveball smack to the right side, could be 2. Glove by Marcano. Flip to McCabe at second. On to first in time. A 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. Marcano fielded it at his left tip, fired it sidearm to McCabe, who tossed it onto Zach Britton to end the frame. Hayden Thomas works around a couple of one-out base runners as the Anglers score no runs on no hits, no errors, and they leave one runner left on base. We're through 2 complete innings at Veterans Field. Orleans and Chatham nothing, and you're listening to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network.
And all the work that it takes to be successful. Baseball is a game of failure, and why it's the best game, I think, is because there's always the next day to come out and play. No matter if you go 4 for 5, the next day you can come out and go 4 for 4 with 2 doubles, and it feels really nice. And you forget about the day before, so I'd say that's my favorite part.
How about you, Coach?
I think people have asked me this before, and I think one of my favorite days is our first day of stretch, when you've seen them play, you've followed them during their regular season in the spring, you haven't met them, you hear about them from their coaches, and then they all show up in Orleans and take that first jog down to the fence, and it's kind of all come to fruition, and it's a special day for me.
Catcher from Grand Canyon University, number 20, David Avitia.
Top of the third at Veterans Field, Orleans and Chatham scoreless, and a pitching change for Tom Holliday's club. The pitcher and the shortstop will switch. Jorge Arenas, the right-hander from Stetson, will come into pitch, and Huey Morrow will go from the mound to play short. Arenas set from the first base side of the rubber. First pitch to David Avidia. A fastball runs low for ball one. 44th and final game of the regular season here on the Cape. Both teams not much to play for, and Tom Holliday trying to preserve some arms heading into the postseason. Arenas is 1-0. Breaking ball runs inside, clips Avidia on the left elbow for the second consecutive night. Avidia gets hit, he'll walk down to first.
Well, the Firebirds have their second base runner of this ball game. The only other one being Hurtubise to start out the ball game with the leadoff walk.
So let's give you the final line for Huey Morrow on the bump. Well, at least for now. Hypothetically could go back in and pitch, but Morrow went 2 innings, no hits, no runs, walked 1 and struck out 5 of the 7 batters he faced.
Well, that's what the people from Nevada call their state.
So Avidia on first pitch to Josh Zamora. Fastball downstairs for ball 1.
That's the worst.
For Arenas, it's his 3rd appearance on the mound this summer. He pitched against the Orleans Firebirds on July 4th and picked up the save. 1-0. Fastball clubbed out to center field. The center fielder Cooper Davis charges in. He'll make the grab shoulder high for the first out of the inning.
Zamora got a good piece of barrel on that baseball again, just right at the center fielder Cooper Davis, who has to come in a couple steps. That makes the catch for the first out.
For Arenas, he's yet to give up an earned run in an inning and a third. He's only surrendered 1 hit, a walk, and 3 Ks. Right-hander from Stetson set. First pitch to Hurtubise. Fastball upstairs for ball 1. Hurtubise led this ball game off with a 5-pitch walk. One of just 2 base runners tonight for the Orleans Firebirds. Avidia on at first with 1 away in the top of the third. 1-0. Fastball down low. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Scoreless ball game between the Firebirds and the Anglers. 6th and final meeting between these 2 sides in the regular season. Hurtubise steps in for the left side, 2-0. Fastball skips low. It's 3 balls and no strikes. We saw excellent command from Huey Morrow on the mound. Pitched 2 scoreless innings, struck out 5 of the 7 batters he faced. Arenas is 3-0. Fastball catches the outside corner. It's 3-1. So for Arenas, it's his first appearance on the bump since that same July 11th game against Falmouth. 3-1. Fastball catches the outside corner. Hurtubise 5 steps down the first base line. Thought it was ball 4. He'll have to come back to the box.
That's what happened to Zach Brennan in his first debut. Was a drop 3rd strike, so he had to hustle down the first base line.
Arenas working at a brisk pace. He's set. Checks on the runner at first. The 3-2 home. Fastball chopped to the right side. Slow moving to the second baseman Haig. He flips it to Morrow at short. He'll eat the throw. It's a 4-6 fielder's choice, and there's 2 out.
That was a good flip by Haig over at second base, making his first Cape League start. Looked cool, kind of collective over there, especially with the Avidia able to run a little bit down there.
It's now Julio Marcano, second baseman out of NJIT, will take his second turn at the plate. Marcano, a strikeout victim his first time out, went down swinging in the first. Arenas set at the belt, checks on the runner at first base, first pitch home. Fastball skied down the right side, drifting out of play. It'll drop down in foul ground for strike 1. No hits yet for the Orleans Firebirds through their first 10 batters, facing off against 2 position players. Orleans and Chatham scoreless with 2 gone in the top of the third. 0-1 from Arenas. Runner going, fastball taken outside. Throw down for the catcher, Welch. Aylmer's the second baseman, Haig. Hurtubise will scamper to third. So Jacob Hurtubise swipes his 2nd bag on the night, his 6th of the summer, and then advances to third base on the E2, charged to Charlie Welch.
Well, it seems like every time Jacob Hurtubise picks up a stolen base, they're going to come in bunches. Had the 4 against Brewster earlier in July, and now picks up a pair of stolen bases here in this ball game. Now 2, 6 on the season.
1-1 from Arenas. Breaking ball drops in low behind the backside of Marcano. Welch gloves it down in the right-handed batter's box. It's 2-1. Chance for the Firebirds to strike first in this ball game. 2 balls, 1 strike to Julio Marcano. Here's the pitch. Fastball skips low. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Now the home plate umpire, Mike Finn, is saying the count is 2-2. Called that pitch on the Jacob Hurtubise stolen base a strike. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away in the top of the 3rd. Marcano trying to contribute the game's opening run. 2-2. Fastball gets past the catcher, Charlie Welch. Hurtubise got a late read. He'll stay at 3rd base. The 87-mile-an-hour heater evaded Welch, and the count runs full.
It also hasn't helped the home plate umpire, Mike Finn. A couple late strike calls here as well because of that strike 3. It's going to end the inning here, and Hurtubise wants to make sure that it is either strike 3 or if it's a ball.
So Julio Marcano trying to contribute the game's opening run. Payoff pitch. Fastball skied back and out of play. We'll do it again. We'll have to clear things up upstairs as well. They have this listed as Shea Whitcomb. Yeah, in fact, it is Julio Marcano wearing Whitcomb's jersey. Marcano's 5 RBIs after this heading into tonight. 3-2, fastball, take it on the outside corner, ring him up, strike 3. So Orleans unable to capitalize on the error after the stolen base as the Birds scored no runs on no hits. 1 error, they leave 1 runner left on base. After 2.5 at Veterans Field, Firebirds and Anglers scoreless. And Thomas, let's look around the Cape.
Only 3 ball games going on today. Bourne and Brewster over at Dilworth Park playing their 44th regular season game as well. Top of the 5th over there. Bourne 4, Brewster 2. Owen Wareham at Spillane Field in the bottom of the 4th. It's the Gatemen with an advantage over the Commodores 4-0. And then, of course, here at Veterans Field, still a scoreless ball game between the Firebirds and the Anglers. Now, all the seeding and positions and playoff teams are all locked up here. And the East and the West, Chatham with 50 points. Again, even if Orleans wins today, they'll just be co-division champs. Chatham will hold the tiebreaker in the head-to-head matchup. Chatham with 50 points, Orleans with 48 in 2nd place. Windy over in 3rd with 47, 22-19-3 record on the season. Harwich in 4th with 44 points, 21-21-2. And Brewster trying to finish the season on a high note again. They're playing over in Bourne right now. Brewster 18-22-3 with 39 points, eliminated from the playoffs.
Scoreless ball game at Veterans Field as we go to the last of the 3rd inning in Chatham, Massachusetts. The right-hander from Texas A&M Corpus Christi, Hayden Thomas, goes back out for the Orleans Firebirds. He's set to face 9-1-2 for this Anglers lineup, starting with Andy Haig. First pitch from Thomas. Fastball upstairs for ball 1. Haig in his 2nd game with the Anglers came in as a pinch runner last night, making his Cape debut. Came around to score a run in that decisive 9th, 1-0. Fastball dots the outside corner. It's 1-1. Anglers scored 4 runs in the 9th inning last night at Veterans Field to walk it off. Another 8-7 finish in favor of Chatham. 1-1. Breaker runs outside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Orleans scored 3 in the top of the 9th inning, highlighted by an RBI double by Max Troiani. 2-1. Fastball well upstairs. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. But then Caden Polkovich, like he's done time and time again against the Orleans Firebirds this summer, a bases clearing double. 3-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Fastball chopped to the left side, backhanded by the shortstop. McCabe kicks off his glove into left field. We'll see how this one is scored. They're going to give it a hit. It's the first hit in his Cape Cod Baseball League career for Andy Haig.
Yeah, hard hit ball by Haig in the hole. Tough play for either Samoa, the 3rd baseman, or McCabe. Really a C9 single through the hole. Tough play for either one of them.
So Polkovich last night comes a mere feet from walking off with a grand slam. But he stays on at 2nd before an intentional walk. First pitch to Cooper Davis, bunted 3rd base side and foul for strike 1. The Orleans Firebirds elected to intentionally walk Alex Terrell, who was hitting at the Mendoza line at 200, to face Jamal O'Gwyn, an East Division All-Star. O'Gwyn, a right-handed bat against the right-hander Nick Garcia, blooped a single into right. 0-1. Back to curveball just off the dish. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. So a Gwynn, a late addition to the lineup tonight. Polkovich not in the starting 9, but he's warming up for the Anglers. 1-1. Fastball taken up and away. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Just at the plate this summer, we won't start on the mound with Polkovich. He's 8 for 16 against Orleans with 3 doubles and 2 home runs, including 11 RBIs. 2-1. Fastball above the letters. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. So for a player like Caden Polkovich, another East Division All-Star for the Anglers, 11 of his 28 RBIs this summer came against the Orleans Firebirds. Haig off of first with nobody down. Here's the 3-1. Fastball runs outside, ball 4. 5-pitch walk to Cooper Davis, and the Anglers are rallied to start the 3rd inning. They've got the first 2 men on.
And this is where it can get dangerous. You're bringing a guy like Aaron Polensky. Already has a base hit in this ball game now with runners on at first and second, still nobody down.
It's now Matthew Troop, the Firebirds pitching coach, in his first season on the Cape. We'll trot out and have a word with Hayden Thomas. Scoreless ball game between Orleans and Chatham in the 3rd. Polensky, one of the 2 hits tonight for the Anglers. He singled back in the 1st. His first hit in his Cape Cod Baseball League career. Davis aboard at first, Haig off of second, nobody out. We'll see if Polensky's asked to bunt. 3rd baseman Josh Zamora even with the bag. Zach Britton playing behind it on the first base side. Thomas set at the belt, first pitch to Polensky. Fastball sent down the right side and out of play for strike 1. Polensky hit .320 this past spring for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. An integral part to Nebraska's season. But it had 7 home runs and 35 RBIs. The 0-1. Breaking ball outside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Chance for the Anglers to strike first tonight with 2 on and nobody down. 1-1. Fastball hit hard to the left side, tugged down the 3rd base line, but foul, says the home plate umpire Mike Finn, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, Kokoska was still chasing down that ball, thinking it was fair, and then finally put on the brakes and stopped chasing after the ball.
Orleans may have caught a break on that last ball, roped down the left side, hopped over the 3rd base back. Now the 3rd base umpire, James Fonseca, is currently behind the pitcher's mound, 3-man umpiring crew, and Mike Finn had the call from home plate. 1-2 the count to Polensky, the pitch. Breaking ball chased out of the zone, swung over the top of for strike 3. So 1 pitch later, instead of an RBI double for Polensky, it's a strikeout, and there's 1 away.
Yeah, that's a big turn and sequence of events there that occurred, because the next pitch later, Polensky goes down swinging, and now gives an opportunity for the Firebirds to throw a ground ball and get out of this inning with a double play.
Kendrick Callow, the next man up for the Anglers. Right-hander Thomas winds and fires first pitch. Breaking ball just inside for ball 1. Callow, a right-handed swinger, 0 for 1 tonight, flew out to center back in the 1st inning. Rising sophomore out of the University of Florida steps back in. Thomas set the 1 out. Fastball ripped out and missed. It's 1-1. Scoreless ball game in the bottom half of the 3rd at Veterans Field. And a game for the Anglers that practically is meaningless. For the Orleans Firebirds, a chance to tie Chatham for a share of the East Division title. 1-1. Breaking ball downstairs. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Now, despite Orleans, if they win this ball game, matching the Anglers in points, Chatham will be the 1 seed, Orleans will be the 2. The Anglers holding the season series lead 4-1 at the current moment. 2-1. Fastball shot back to the screen, it's 2-2. Firebirds will face the YD Red Sox tomorrow night at Eldridge Park. 7 p.m., first pitch. Best 2 out of 3 series throughout the entire postseason on the Cape. The Anglers will play the Harwich Mariners right back at Veterans Field, 7 p.m. as well. 2-2. Breaking ball cut on and missed, strike 3. 77-mile-an-hour curveball spiked in the dirt. Callow swung over the top of 3rd K of the night for Thomas, and there's 2 gone.
We have seen some great composure on the hill from Thomas. striking out Polinsky and now Kalalau here after allowing a single and a walk to the first two hitters in this half inning.
It's now Jamal O'Gwyn, first baseman out of USC, trying to deliver once again for the Chatham Anglers. First pitch, breaking ball, chased out of the zone for strike one. Anglers had the first two men on in this inning with nobody down. Andy Haig a single and then a 5-pitch walk to Cooper Davis. That's where it stands still for Chatham. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch from Thomas. Breaking ball flutters in on the inside corner. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Gwynn, one of the most highly touted players on Cape Cod this summer. Just 2 for his last 19, trying to get things back in the right direction. Right-hander set at the belt, 0-2. Fastball up and in, it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hayden Thomas in his Cape Cod Baseball League debut. 2 2/3 of scoreless baseball so far, only 2 hits surrendered. 1-2. Breaking ball drops down low, Avidia smothers it down, but Andy Haig swipes third on the stolen back. So it does not appear to be a design double steal, as Cooper Davis stayed put at first. But now it sets up runners on the corners with 2 away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, and the home half of the third at Veterans Field. O'Gwyn trying to break the scoreless tie. Right-hander from USC back in, and Thomas steps off the rubber. Gwynn has been susceptible to strikeouts this summer, 39 in 36 games. 2-2, breaking ball scampers past the catcher David Avidia, gets it back, and now the runner Haig scampers off the bag, but retreats back to third base just in time. Some adventure here at Veterans Field. We haven't seen that between these two sides.
Yeah. Haig was caught in, no man's land out there for a few seconds. Wasn't assertive enough whether to go on the ball that just skipped out of the zone.
Davis will get a head start off of first base. 3-2 the count, the pitch. Fastball skied, shallow right side of the infield. Second baseman Marcano comes on. He makes the grab, and the side is retired. Hayden Thomas works around a threat here in the third as the Anglers score no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and they leave 2 runners left on base. After 3 complete innings at Veterans Field, scoreless ball game between Orleans and Chatham, and Scotty Gange, the Birds Broadcast Network sideline reporter, working his way on the first base side. Scotty's with Kelly Nicholson. Scotty, let's send it over to you.
Hey, thanks, Josh. Coach, we just saw Hayden Thomas run into some trouble there with 2 men on with no outs. He gets the next 2 guys to strike out, then he gets the 3rd guy to pop out. What would you like to see out of him today?
I'd like to see when he gets 2 guys on. I'd like to see him get 2 strikeouts and a pop out. He'd do exactly what he did. It's yeah, he's throwing the ball well right now. Hopefully we'll get a couple more out of him and then go to the bullpen.
Matthew Troop seemed to kind of calm him down out there. He went in and met him, then his next 3 guys got out. What does that tell you about Matthew Troop as the pitching coach? What we've seen all season.
Yeah, he's really good with those guys, man. He's good demeanor and has good wisdom and knowledge, and he's played in this league, and they like him and respect him, so they pay attention when he speaks.
Thanks so much, Coach.
All right.
Good luck the rest of the way.
And thank you, Scotty, back here at Veterans Field in Chatham, Massachusetts. Top of the 4th inning here between the Orleans Firebirds and the Chatham Anglers. Still a scoreless ball game as Jorge Arenas looks like he'll come back on the mound for the Anglers. Pitched a scoreless inning so far. They might be expecting Kanan Polkovich to come in the next inning or so. Maybe they'll go 2 innings apiece, and someone will finish off the ball game for the Anglers. Eddie McKay, the shortstop from Georgetown, will start things off for the Firebirds in this half inning. Will be followed by Zach Britton and Zach Daniels. Firebirds still searching for their first hit in this ball game. Morrow struck out 5 of the first 7 batters that he faced. As McCabe, who is one of those strikeout victims for Moore. Arenas climbs onto the hill. Works from the stretch against the right-hander, Eddie McCabe. First pitch. Fastball. Foul tipped in the mitt of the catcher, Charlie Welch. Count 0-1. Sun to get a set here from Veterans Field. A nice picturesque view Sun setting behind the trees in left field. 0-1 from Arenas. Off-speed pitch, fouled up and out of play over the first base side. Count no balls and 2 strikes on McCabe. Okay, game 44, only 2 other games going on Cape Cod. These are makeup games from earlier late in the season after there are no more rainout dates to be pushed down on. 0-2 pitch once more, sliced over the bleachers on the first base side. Count stays 0-2. Chatham with 50 points in first place. Orleans in second with 48 after some late game heroics from both sides yesterday. It was Chatham coming up on top though, 8-7. 0-2 from Arenas. Fastball is a line drive right back up the middle in towards the gap and right center field for a base hit. McCabe takes a turn around first base as Davis cuts it out off on the gap in right center. And the Firebirds have their first base hit, and thanks to the shortstop from Georgetown in Eddie McCabe. So with McCabe to start things off at first, nobody out here. It's going to be Zach Britton, the Batesville, Indiana native, from the left side. First pitch fastball above the letters for ball 1. Britton had a big game yesterday, 4 for 5 with a home run in the effort against the Anglers. Struck out in the first, trying to change his fortunes here. Reese from the belt, kicks and fires the 1-0. Fastball up and in as Britton leans out of the way, almost loses the batting helmet as he tries to back out of the left side. He's ahead though, 2-0. Taps home plate twice to the inside corner of the plate. Reese with his tan glove comes set, kicks and fires towards home. 2-0 check swing. Britton lays off, count 3-0. Of course, Jorge Arenas out of Stetson University. And the Firebirds usually a team that gets a lot of Stetson pitchers. 3-0 running going towards second base. Ball 4. As Britton works a 4-pitch walk here. First 2 men out for the Firebirds. And then sitting after a single from McCabe, followed up by a walk by Zach Britton. A lot of Stetson pitchers making their way through the Firebirds ranks through the years. A couple first rounders like Logan Gilbert. First round draft pick by the Mariners in the 2018 MLB draft. So it's now Zach Daniels, the right fielder out of Tennessee. First pitch from Arenas, fouled off towards the Chatham on deck circle. Count 0-1. Runners on first and second, nobody out here in the top of the 4th inning for Veterans Field, as Orleans looks to try to draw first blood in this ball game. Stockbridge, Georgia native from the right side, holding the 10, bat above the right side. 0-1. Fastball runs up and out of the zone, kind of pulling a strike. Daniels lined out towards the shortstop, Arenas, who is now on the mound for the Anglers. Again, Huey Morrill and Jorge Arenas, just a straight swap from the shortstop position to the pitcher position. Arenas kicks and fires the 1-1. Fastball catches the outside, Black for strike 2. It's 1-2. McCabe off of second base, Britton over at first. Nobody out here in the top of the 4th. Kind of ball and 2 strikes on Zach Daniels. Does have that 1 home run. It came back in Hyannis early in the season. 1-2. Fastball is just looped out of play. Behind the dish, count stays 1-2. Arenas kicks some dirt around on the mound. Daniels just making his 3rd appearance against the Anglers this year. Looks back towards McCabe at second as McCabe inches a little bit closer to third. The 1-2. Fastball is fouled off the catcher, Charlie Welch. Hops in front of the plate as Daniels goes down, picks up the ball for the home plate umpire, Mike Finn. Count stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch, number 6, upcoming in this AB. As Daniels will not go down without a fight as Arenas exits the back side of the rubber. Now climbs back on from the first base side. Looks in towards the catcher, Welch, with his hand dangling just from his right side. Comes set, looks back at McCabe at second. McCabe takes an extra step, the 1-2. Breaking ball is just fouled off towards the back screen. 1-2. Brennan not being held on at first base by Jamal O'Gwin, as Brennan will stand just in front of O'Gwin at first base. McCabe off a second, be held on by Haig, who taps his glove to let him know he's there. 1-2 from Arenas. Fastball once again, fouled off behind the dish, off the catcher, Welch off his left leg. And they'll do it again.
I don't know this for sure, Thomas, but this feels like the longest AB of the summer for Zach Daniels. Doing a great job of drawing some deep counts, fouling some balls off. There's only one ball, too. This could go on a little further.
It'll be the 8th pitch in the AB upcoming from Arenas. He comes set from the belt, kicks and deals the 1-2. Breaking ball, pulled down the third base side, backing up as Wallace, goes towards second, back on to first, not in time as Daniels beats it out. And they'll just get the force out at second base for the first out. So we runners on the corners with one out. As Wallace had to read the hop, he first came in, then decided to back up. So fielder's choice for Zach Daniels puts runners on the corners again with one out here at the top of the fourth. Firebirds just a batter away from taking a lead with either a sac fly or a base hit. So Zach Kokoska, the outfielder from Kansas State, putting his back left foot in towards the back end of the left-hander's batter's box. Daniels running on the first pitch. Fastball just missing on the inside corner for ball one, and Zach Daniels takes second base. No throw from the catcher, Welch. So runners on second and third, one out. As the Anglers infield will just stay back here. The one out. Fastball misses up. Count 2-0. Arenas has lost his control a bit here in this fourth inning. Arenas 19 strikes, 16 balls through an inning and a third. As the catcher, Welch, goes out to have a chat with Arenas. Count 2 balls and no strikes on Kokoska. Struck out in the second. Trying to drive in the Firebirds' first run of this ball game here. Takes a deep breath as he steps in to the left side once again. Waves the back back towards the pitcher, Arenas. The 2-0 pitch. Breaking ball misses up. Count 3 now. Dominic Keegan awaits on deck for the Firebirds. There's a 3-0 pitch from Arenas. Fastball at the belt in the outside corner for strike one. As Arenas trying to work backwards in the count after falling behind 3-0. Runners on second and third. McCabe over at third base. Daniels takes the lead off a second to 3-1. Fastball on the inside corner. Kokoska can't believe it. Has a chat with Mike Finn where that pitch was. Thought it was a bit low and in. So 3 balls and 2 strikes now on Kokoska. Arenas comes set. Looks in towards the catcher. Welch kicks and fires 3-2. Fastball is punched out high there towards shallow left field. Shortstop Morrow going out to the outfield grass and makes the catch for the second out.
The designated hitter, number 12,
So Arenas able to work back in the count after falling behind 3-0. Fires 3 straight strikes and gets Kokoska to pop out. So McCabe still over at third base. Daniels at second with 2 down. It's up to the DH from Vanderbilt, Dominic Keegan, native of Methuen, Massachusetts. First pitch to Keegan. A fastball that is right at the knees for strike one on the outside third of the plate. Keegan still searching for his first base hit here on Cape Cod. Struck out here in his first debut in the second. 0-1. Fastball is just reached out for and punched over the first base side. Count 0-2. Keegan coming in the same draft class as Mike Vassell in the Massachusetts state rankings. Vassell, the #1 prospect out of Massachusetts. Keegan up there as well. Oh, to Keegan. Fastball runs above the letters, count a ball and 2 strikes. Serena's trying to strand both the runners over there. Arenas kicks and fires 1-2 curveball. Comes in and hits Keegan. Curveball came in just a bit too far there, and Keegan got hit on the elbow area as he'll jog down towards first base. The bases are now loaded for the catcher from Grand Canyon, David Avidia. Avidia appeared in yesterday's ball game as a defensive substitution. Big chance here with 2 down. The Phoenix, Arizona native digs in from the right side against the right-hander, Jorge Arenas. First pitch. Fastball on the outside, black for strike 1. Arenas faced Avidia just last inning. Was hit by a pitch to start out the 3rd. Now they'll face each other again for the 2nd time tonight in the 4th. 0-1. Breaking ball on the outside corner. Avidia takes the glare back at the home plate umpire Mike Finn. Count 0-2.
Yeah, that's a really good pitch. A 2-seam running fastball that just moves from probably an inch or 2 on the plate to just off.
0-2 from Arenas. Fastball looked pretty good there. Just missed up and out of the zone. Kind of ball and 2 strikes. Bases loaded here at the top of the 4th inning. Still a scoreless ball game. 2 down in the inning. McCabe over at 3rd, Daniels at 2nd, and Keegan over at first base. Arenas climbs back on. Holds the ball in his right hand as he now comes set. Set from the belt. The 1-2. Fastball up and in. Avidia able to lay off. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Avidia's had some of his best games against the Chatham Anglers. 3 for 8 in a pair of games against him in the first 2 meetings. 0 for 3 back a few nights ago at Eldridge. The 2-2 to the catcher. Fastball down the zone, check swing. Does not go around, says the first base umpire Jeff Kinney after Welch has picked up the ball and tagged Avidia. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 down here. Bases loaded at the top of the 4th inning. The runners running on the pitch here. Arenas from the stretch now. Comes set, takes a deep breath. The payoff pitch. Curveball cranked high there down the left field side. Kaleo going back. It's a 1-hopper, and it hops over for a ground rule double. So 2 runs will come in for the Firebirds. Avidia almost caught all of that one, just got off the edge of the barrel, but drives in the first 2 runs for the Firebirds. It's now a 2-0 lead here in the top of the 4th.
Before that, AB, David Avidia just 2 for 28 with runners on base. Cranks that one out to left, and hey, comes through with a big hit. The Birds take an early 2-0 lead.
So Nicholson getting some production from the bottom part of the lineup. And Keegan now over at 3rd base. Avidia over at 2nd. It's Josh Samore, the 3rd baseman from Nevada. Avidia's 4th and 5th RBI on the season. His 4th double. First pitch, Josh Zamora. Breaking ball swung right through for strike 1. Zamora lined out at the center fielder. Davis back in the 3rd. Now here in the 4th, runners on 2nd and 3rd. Arenas. 0-1 pitch. Hard chopper towards the 3rd baseman Wallace. Corrals it, sets his feet across the diamond in time to retire Josh Zamora. But not before the Firebirds strike for 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors and 2 men left on base. It's the Firebirds 2 and the Anglers nothing after 3.5. We'll step aside. We'll listen to Firebirds baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network.
Thomas, thank you. Coach, 350 wins. Congratulations. How does it feel right now for you?
Well, hey, it just feels good to get a win. And I was completely unaware of it until
you guys made me aware of it, to be honest. Hey, Whitey's good. They've had our number this summer. It was a divisional swing as far as points. So our guys played really well, man. Guys played really well. I don't think anybody expected 15-3, and I thought we were going to have to score some runs tonight to win. But super proud of our guys, man, the way they swung the bats, and some guys threw the ball well tonight. It was nice to see Reed McLaughlin's debut. He did a nice job, and so yeah, it's just good to get it's always good to get a win on the Cape. It's hard to win games, man. People don't understand how difficult it is to win games on the Cape. So just extremely proud of our guys.
It was an incredible game tonight by the Firebirds, but this accomplishment is out of words. 350 regular season wins through 19 years as a coach here, 15 years as a manager, and afterwards all the players and coaches shook your hand and congratulated you. How special was that for you?
That means a lot.
Home half of the fourth inning from Veterans Field. A David Avidia ground rule double drove in 2 runs in the top half of this inning. As first pitch to Paxton Wallace, a breaking ball, catches the inside corner for strike 1. As Hayden Thomas returns to the hill here for the Birds. 0-1. Breaking ball once again. Big hack at it by Wallace. Count 0-2. 53 pitches so far from Thomas. 0-2. Fastball, high chopper to the right side. The infield coming in is the second baseman. Marcano throws on the run with the sidearm action going on. Retires Wallace for the first out. So Charlie Welch, the catcher now, will reach base his first AB back in the second on a walk. Now takes his second licks at the dish. The catcher from St. John's River State College, native of Clearwater, Florida. First pitch to Welch. A fastball just moves off the outside corner. Count 1-0. Welch hitting 203 coming into this ball game in 59 ABs. 1 out. Fastball once again on the outside corner, this time for a strike. Hitting just .338 against right-hander pitchers this year as the 1-1. Breaking ball just misses low. Count 2-1. Again, Welch walked in his first AB in the second. Was stranded over there on the base pass as a 2-1. Popped up in the air down the first base side, but out of play. Outside the snack shack down there. Count 2-2. Grand sun almost set in the sky here at Veterans Field. 8:08 Eastern time. 2-2 from Thomas. Curveball on the inside corner, strike 3. Welch goes down looking. He's astonished as he walks back slowly towards the third base dugout, and there are 2 down. 4 strikeouts in this ball game for Thomas here through 3 2/3 innings worked. So it's now the pitcher Jorge Arenas. First pitch from the right-hander. Fastball runs up and out of the zone at 88 miles an hour for ball 1. Arenas was hit by a pitch in the second as well. After a double play was induced, the next batter, 1-0. Home run Hackett. Jorge Arenas, a ball that was almost at his eye level. Cut on a miss for strike 1. Count 1-1. Nobody on board here with 2 down to the bottom of the fourth. 2-0 Firebirds lead. Thomas loves to work quickly on the mound. Comes set from the belt. 1-1. Curveball turning in on the pitch was Arenas, as it just doesn't bite it on the inside corner. Count 2-1.
Now, potentially, this could be Arenas' last at-bat tonight. Looks like a right-hander's warming up for the Anglers.
2-1 runs up and out again. 3-1 the count.
And since Chatham does not have the DH tonight, they forfeited that at the start of the ball game. You'd have to put in the pitcher in this spot. Now, granted, it's a position player, but they would bat in the 7th spot the rest of the way.
3-1 fastball, foul tipped in the middle of Avidia, the catcher. Cat runs full again at 3-2. So Thomas, who was retired the last 5, trying to make it 6 here. And make it a 1, 2, 3, 4th inning. Thomas set just above the belt. Kicks and fires the payoff pitch. A fastball spoiled off over the first base bleacher side. Once again, they'll do it at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Now, it's interesting to see the comparison tonight, Thomas. Seems like we're going to see 4 or 5 different position players for Chatham. For Orleans, we might just see 2 pitchers on the mound.
Payoff pitch once again. Curveball at the knees. Catches Arenas looking. Back-to-back strikeouts to end things here in the 4th inning as the Anglers are retired in order. After 4, it's the Firebirds 2 and the Anglers nothing. As we'll send it over to our silent reporter, Scotty Gage.
Thomas, thanks, buddy. Hanging out relatively close to you. You look great. You sound good, buddy. You really do. And hanging out here with TJ Mathewson, the broadcaster for the YD Red Sox. TJ, I think you're scouting out here, aren't you?
Yeah, well, we got you guys tomorrow, of course, with Orleans, and then potential to play Chatham in the 2nd round. So, even though no one's really trying to play today, it's interesting to see. They're not trying quite as hard, but still, nonetheless, I mean, Orleans and YD have already played 6 times this season, so they played Chatham. So, a little bit of scouting, a little bit of just enjoying the day off. Finally,
after the
but, we haven't got a day off in forever. I know the last time you got a day off, you're always scrambling.
I don't
everywhere.
remember that either, to be completely honest with you. But I do know that today you have the ability to relax. I hope you're kind of getting yourself off the clock. You're on air. I just brought you on air, but I hope you can kind of enjoy this game. Is it different, for you? I would think it's got to be a little different watching the game than compared to your 44 games of broadcasting.
Yeah, I mean, for broadcasting, I'm always trying to pay attention to like tendencies, trends, all that stuff. Even if I'm not calling games, so with YD we have 3 broadcasters, so every 3rd day I get a day off. But I'm still like paying attention, keeping score, trying to keep up to date with all storylines and keep track of all the players. But here, I'm enjoying it as a fan. I think this might be the first full game I've been able to do of this Cape League, and it's really special, and I couldn't think of a better place.
Well, it's very fun to have you here, so we're going to continue hanging out. We're going to continue talking off air. And Thomas, there's baseball to play, so we're going to send it back to you, buddy.
And thank you, Scotty, here in the top of the 5th inning. Firebirds 2, Anglers nothing. New pitcher on the mound is Keaton Rice. The catcher from Bradley, position player on the hill now. For the Anglers, first pitch comes up and in. On Jacob Hurtubise for ball 1. Infield back all around for the Anglers here. 1 out. Fastball inside corner misses. Count 2-0. 82 miles an hour on the gun. Not sure how fast we'll see Rice throw that fastball tonight. 2 out. Fastball misses up and in once again. 82 again on the gun. Count 3 and out. It's a big adjustment as well for the hitters. Seeing Huey Morrow and Jorge Arenas throwing the low 90s, now going to the low 80s with the fastball. 3-0 breaking ball on the outside edge for strike 1. Count 3-1. Now, when Arenas pitches first time here against the Firebirds this summer, 3-1. Breaking ball misses down for ball 4. Arenas had learned a curveball down in the bullpen. Not sure if that's the same for Keaton Rice. As Hurtubise works a leadoff walk. Arenas' final line, 2 innings, allows 2 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, a walk and a strikeout. So Hurtubise over at first base to start things off here in the top of the 5th. Again, Firebirds lead 2-0 over the Anglers. It's now Julio Marcano from the right side. First pitch, fastball runs up and out on the zone for ball 1. Just 1 strike for the first 6 pitches here for Keaton Rice. Nods towards the catcher Welch, the 1 out. Fastball about the eye level there on Marcano. Count 2-0. Hurtubise over at first base. We'll have to see how long Rice will go if he continues to throw at this ratio. 2 out. Breaking ball, cut on a miss at 77 miles an hour on the radar gun out of the left center. 2-1 the count of Marcano. Marcano 2 strikeouts this evening. Trying to change things here in his 3rd AB on the night. Waves the bat above the right shoulder. Rice glances over towards first. 2-1 fastball. Above the head this time of Marcano. 3-1. So Rice in danger of walking the first 2 hitters in this 5th inning. Trying to fight back here. 3-1. Fastball popped up high on the right side of the infield. Haig, the second baseman, charging in towards the infield grass, makes the catch right on the borderline for the first out. So you can lock it down now. Keen Rice recorded his first out in the Cape League ball game on the hill. So with one down, Herby's over at first base. It's the shortstop out of Georgetown, Eddie McCabe, who singled in the fourth for the Firebirds' first hit. First pitch fastball, just missed the outside corner for ball one. One 0 from Rice. Fastball pumped up down the first base side towards the bleachers, out of play. Gwynn gave it a look, but stopped running when he met Ryan Erickson, the first base coach. Got a ball and a strike now. With the slow pitch towards the plate, wouldn't be surprised if Hurtubise runs here. The 1-1. Fastball runs up and out of the zone. 2-1. Rice obviously a catcher as well, so he's well aware of who's on first base. And Hurtubise has already 2 stolen bases tonight. 2 on a breaking ball. Lifted down the first base side, out of play. Count 2-2. 9 balls and 4 strikes here for Keen Rice. Through his first 13 pitches, has became 2-2. Kicks and fires. Fastball runs above the letters. Count now is full at 3-2. One out here. Hurtubise over at first base in the top of the 5th. 2-0 Firebirds lead. Payoff pitch rolled over towards the shortstop. Morrow flips it on a Haig at second. Throw across over to first. Picked out of the dirt by a Gwynn at first. A 6-4 3-inning-ending double play. And Keen Rice induces a ground ball and retires the Firebirds here in the 5th inning. After 4.5, it's the Firebirds 2 and the Anglers nothing. As we'll take a look at some of the league leaders around here today. Max Trani was in the runnings in the average department, but not in the lineup tonight, so it seems like he will stay in the top 3 of the average with a 340 mark. Zach Deloach leading the Cape League with a 353 average, followed by Nick Gonzalez, 351. The Commodores are playing today, though, so it all depends. What's he doing over there in Wareham? Again, the Gatemen were leading the Commodores 4-0 in that ball game. As again, the playoff spots all sculpted out here in the Cape League playoffs. It will be the Anglers taking on the Harwich Mariners. Game 1 at Veterans Field tomorrow night at 7. And then the Firebirds will take on the Wiley Red Sox, 2 versus 3 seeding matchup in Eltridge tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. The Commodores and the Braves, 1v4 out of the West, and then the middle 2 teams, the Gatemen and the Kettleers, face off in Wareham. Should be a fun August here in the playoffs, as Huey Morrow will now dig in from the right side. He was the one that started the double play that ended the top half of this 5th inning. First pitch to Morrow. Fastball cut on a miss for strike 1. Morrow himself grounded into a double play back in the 2nd. That's his only AB so far in this ball game. Just 2 hits for the Anglers. 0-1 breaker. Just missed the inside corner. Count a ball and a strike. So Hayden Thomas 4 innings so far in the books. Just the 2 hits, 2 walks, and 5 punch-outs. 1-1 tomorrow is lifted down the first base side out of play towards the playground down there at Veterans Field. Count 1 and 2. Again, bottom of the 5th inning from Veterans Field. 2-0 Firebirds lead. Just 4 hits combined between each side, 2 apiece. 1-2. Breaking ball. Slow chopper up the middle. Coming across it is McCabe. Throw over to first in time. The stretch from Britton just beats Morrow by a hair. And the first out is recorded here in the 5th.
Bang, bang play over at the bag. McCabe took his time just roaming to his left. A slow-moving ball up the middle. He fielded it smoothly and threw to first to gun down the speedy Morrow.
That's the play. If you have confidence in your arm, you have all the momentum going your way towards first. You You can fire a bullet over there. His first pitch to Haig, showing bunt, pulls it back, misses up and out for ball one. So one down here in the bottom of the fifth. Right-hander warming in the Firebirds bullpen down the line. The 1-0. Breaking ball skips in to the mid of Avidia. Count 2-0. Infield all back here for the Firebirds. The 2-0 from Thomas. Fastball nibbling down at the latter part of the strike zone, just missing low, 3-0. Now Haig out of UConn. Made an appearance yesterday as a pinch runner. And now is walked here for ball 4. It's funny because Andy Haig out of Woodbridge, Connecticut, played his high school baseball at Amity High School and was teammates with Chris Winkle. We're now teammates at UConn, and is the brother of Pat Winkle, who plays for the Harwich Mariners. So a Cape League connection before they even come here. First pitch fastball up and out of the zone to Cooper Davis, leadoff man from Vanderbilt. As now Avidia jogs out to talk to Thomas. Pitch count rising now at 75 pitches for the right-hander out of Texas A&M Corpus Christi.
And it appears that the plan for the Orleans Firebirds tonight is to try and get 5 innings out of Hayden Thomas and then get the final 4 from Ben Sears. Just use 2 pitchers they recently signed, save the bullpen for the postseason. And the way that Thomas is going right now, he can get through this inning and keep it at bay.
Thomas glances in towards the mid of Avidia. Count 1-0 with 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Thomas comes set, fires towards some 1-0 fastball at the letters. Davis couldn't catch up. It's 1-1. Davis 5'10", 175, native of Ontario. Waves the bat, ball to the shoulder left side. Snap throw over towards first base. Hips off Zach Britton. And staying right there is Haig at first base. Almost skip past the first base coach's box, but Britton scampers after it. Able to retrieve it, and by the time Haig realized that the ball had skipped away, it was too late. So count 2 balls and a strike here on Cooper Davis, the center fielder. Haig leading off of first base, going down the pitch. A 2-1 breaking ball. Throw down towards second, not in time. Throw towards the first base side of the bag. McCabe coming across it, trying to plow the tag on Haig. The throw looked like it would beat him. But Haig runs it down there at second base and records his second stolen base in this ball game.
That throw was on the first base side of second, gave McCabe a chance to apply the tag. Bang, bang, right on the money, but just a second too late.
So 2-2 curveball just misses out. Count is full now at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runner on second base, just 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2-0 Firebirds lead. Thomas comes set from the belt. Takes a deep breath, kicks and deals. Payoff pitch is popped up straight behind the dish and out of play. It's off a tree down to the base of the hill just behind us. So once more, they'll do it at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Davis waves the blue back towards Aiden Thomas. Looks back at Haig at second. Kicks and fires 3-2 curveball. Chapped hard on the first base side. Zach Britton fields forward as it up down towards the Firebirds bullpen down the right field corner. So count 3 balls and 2 strikes now. Still on Davis. 2 RBIs this season and 48 ABs since coming up after the Commodores won the national championship. Payoff pitch. Fastball spiked in the dirt, scooped up by Avidia, and Davis works an 8-pitch walk here and puts runners on first and second here. As Cole Nicholson comes out from the first base dugout, singles towards the bullpen, and that'll do it for Hayden Thomas. He goes 4 1/3 innings here in this ball game, just allowed 2 hits, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. And he was responsible for the runners on first and second. So we'll step aside here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Firebirds 2, Anglers nothing. Listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. inside Veterans Field here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1 out, runners on first and second base. 2-0 Firebirds lead. Ben Sears enters this ball game for the Firebirds. The Community College of Rhode Island, native of East Providence, Rhode Island. Looks in towards Aaron Polensky, the right-hander out of Nebraska. First pitch, fastball outside black for strike 1. Haig off of second base, Davis over at first. And Ben Sears is on the hill for the Birds. Former Gatorade High School Player of the Year in the state of Rhode Island. As the 0-1 breaker. This is low and out for ball 1, count a ball and a strike. Pitched 59 innings that year, 72 strikeouts, a 1.09 ERA, and hit 500. His senior high school at East Providence High School. And Sears set from the stretch, fires the 1-1. Fastball just tails off the outside corner, 90 miles an hour. Count 2-1. And in the state of Rhode Island, there's really 2 teams, LaSalle High School and Bishop Hendricken. They're just perennial powerhouses every single year. 2-1 fastball is fouled back to the screen. Count 2-2. LaSalle won it, I believe, last year, the year before. Then the 5 previous ones were won by Bishop Hendricken. And Sears pitched against both those teams at senior high school and beat both those teams. 2-2. Breaking ball high, fly ball out towards shallow left field. Kokosko running a long way in towards left center now and makes the catch for the second out. So first batter Sears sees in Polensky. Induces a fly ball. And there are 2 down here with runners on first and second in the bottom of the 5th inning. Firebirds lead the Anglers 2-0. So Kendrick Calloway, the left fielder now out of the University of Florida, will set the new battle from the right side against the right-hander Ben Sears. Sears glove up towards his ear. Fires a first pitch curveball at the kneecap for strike 1. Sears looks in towards the catcher. Vidiak kicks it, fires the 0-1. Breaking ball swung right through it, and Calloway out 0-2. Calloway is hitting a .170 this year with 1 RBI. RBI chance here with Haig off of second base, and Davis over at first. No balls and 2 strikes to count. 2 down and runners on first and second. 0-2 curveball rolled over towards the left side of the infield. Scooped up by Zamora, the third baseman. Over to first in time to retire Calloway out. So Sears comes in this inning, retires both Anglers hitters that he sees. Anglers no runs on no hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. After 5, Firebirds 2, Anglers nothing. As we'll send it over to Scotty Gage for some more. Scotty, over to you.
You said you're going to send it to me for some more. Well, I had some more today. Some more of the knack, Thomas. Come on, man. It's fantastic. Went out with Sue Horton, the general manager for the Orleans Firebirds. What a special time that was. We both had the fried chicken sandwich. Zach Britton had the fried chicken sandwich the other day, and Sue comes in. I'm like, Sue, what are you going to get? What's the order today? And she says, oh, I think I'm going to get a hot dog. I said, a hot dog sounds awesome. She's like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. I told her that Zach Britton had the fried chicken sandwich, and right away she goes, there's a fried chicken sandwich? Oh my goodness. So then we had it. It was fantastic. The lunch was great, so a special thank you to the Knack, as that was our last Bird Bites of the summer, and so it was really fun getting to do all those. And this was officially edition 5 with Sue, and the coolest thing with her is she grew up in Orleans. She went to Nauset Regional High School at the time. Now it's Nauset Regional Middle School, where the Orleans Firebirds play at Eldridge Park. So she went to school there growing up, and her life for the past 25 years has been giving back to the town of Orleans through the Firebirds and through other things in her individual personal life, and just got to really hear more about that and what that means to her in her life. It was really amazing, really enlightening for me, and I seriously can't wait to get this out for everybody in the Firebirds family to check out, and just anybody in general that is so maybe wondering what true passion and a true higher purpose for quality work and quality effort means, because it was really fun getting to hear from Sue, and she's just an absolutely amazing woman. We are all lucky to have her as part of the Firebirds, as the team general manager, and yeah, I really just can't speak any higher of her. She's really amazing, and I enjoyed our lunch today. It really was a special time.
And thank you, Scotty. Back inside Veterans Field, top of the 6th action between the Orleans Firebirds and the Chatham Anglers. 2-0 Birds lead, as Kaden Polkovich out of Oklahoma State enters this ball game as a pitcher, not a position player. Charlie Welch Moves over to first base as Keenan Rice checks in the ball game as a catcher after he pitched a scoreless fifth. First pitch fastball. This is low and outside for ball one to Zach Britton. So Polkovich, who has torched the Birds with the bat, trying to do it with the arm here. 1-0 fastball misses down on the zone. Count 2-0. Again, Polkovich had the bases clearing RBI double in the 9th inning to tie things up at 7. 2-0 breaker. Misses too far in. 3-0 the count. Infield back around for the Anglers here. Outfield straightaway. 3-0 and left-hander Britton. Right-hander fires. Fastball too far inside. Ball 4. And Zach Britton works a 4-pitch walk against Kaden Polkovich to start out this 6th inning. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Firebirds. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Anglers. Reads the scoreboard out on left field. Here at Veterans. And it's Zach Daniels, the right fielder from Tennessee. Lined out in the 2nd. Then reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th and came around to score. First pitch misses for ball 1. As Daniels looks to glare down towards Jimmy Quinn in the third base coach's box. Daniels waves it back towards Polkovich. Kicks and fires 1-0. Daniels shows bunt, pulls it back as a fastball miss up in the zone. 2-0. Third baseman Paxton Walls playing behind the base on the third base side. First baseman Charlie Welch holding on the runner in Britton over at first base. Double play depth up the middle for Morrill and Haig, the middle infielders. Comes set, kicks and fires 2-0. Showing bunt once again is Daniels. This time it's in there for a strike on the outside third of the plate. Count 2-1. So Firebirds trying to play some small ball here and try to produce a run with Britton over at first. Polkovich sets, kicks and fires 2-1 fastball. Hacking at a pitch at the letters. Swung on a miss for strike 2. It's now 2-2. Daniel stepped out for a second, steps back in. His back right foot up against the white chalk and the back side of the right-hander's batter's box. Polkovich set, fires towards zone 2-2. Fastball, cut a miss for strike 3. And Daniels goes swinging at a fastball at 87 miles an hour. As it now brings up Zach Kokoska. Britton over at first base after starting out this inning with a walk. The left-hander and Kokoska, the left fielder tonight. First pitch from Polkovich. Fastball, sported right at the knees for strike 1. Kokoska struck out and popped down his first 2 ABs so far. Again, not a lot of offense produced in this ball game in the hit department. In the walks, you can say so. 0-1 fastball up and out of the zone. Throw down towards second. High throw. Applying the tag is Morrill not in time. As Britton able to nap second base after a high throw by the catcher Keenan Rice. And Zach Britton's in at second base with his 3rd stolen base on the year. So now it takes away the double play ball with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. 2-0 Birds lead. Count a ball and a strike as the 1-1's fouled back to the screen. Count 1-2 now on Kokoska. It's a pretty different position now for Keenan Rice, who pitched last inning. Now is behind the dish. Different arm motion between the mound and the catcher. 1-2 from Polkovich. Curveball off the edge of the barrel, bounce towards the shortstop. Morrill charging, comes around the ball, throw on the run, gets past the first baseman Welch over towards the Firebirds dugout. As coming in to score will be Zach Britton in from second base. Kokoska scored at second base as the ball hangs it out of play. And the Firebirds tacking another here in the 6th. It's now 3-0.
Yeah, and the Birds able to get a run based on a couple miscues by the Chatham Anglers. A good throw with a gun down. Zach Britton at second on the stolen base. And then the errant throw charged against Huey Morrill with Zach Kokoska at the dish. Scores Zach Britton all the way from second.
So Right around second base, and Zach Kokoska, first pitch fastball, spotted in there. First strike one. So Dominic Keegan is still searching for that first base hit here on Cape Cod. Digs it for the right side, 0-1. Fastball at the eyes, misses for ball one. Count 1-1. Keegan, for his first 9 here in the game, was hit by a pitch in the 4th. Has a chance here as the 1-1 fastball. Misses down the zone as Keegan shows up the stop sign. To Kokoska at second, tell him to stay put. So count 2 balls and a strike now on Keegan. The Vanderbilt Commodore. 2-1 pitch. Swings out a breaking ball. Out of the zone. Count 2-2. So Kokoska over at second, being held on by the second baseman, Andy Haig. Volkovich comes set, fires towards him. 2-2 fastball is just lifted down the first base side of the play. Keegan not trying to do too much there, just foul it off and see another pitch. 3-0 Birds lead here in the top of the 6th. 1 down, right on second base. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Volkovich set from the belt, kicks and delivers. 2-2 fastball. Just misses the inside, corners it, pops out of the mid of the catcher, Keenan Rice. Skips towards the first base dugout. But Kokoska holds over at second.
I think Mike Finn was ready to punch out Tom Keegan, just saw that Rice didn't hold on and rolled at ball 3 instead.
Payoff pitch. Fastball reach for it, punched up the middle towards the shortstop, diving down is Morrill. Throw on to first, it's in time. Morrill slid down to his knees, robbed of a base hit. Robs a base hit from Dominic Keegan for the second out here in the top of the 6th.
You got to feel bad for Tom Keegan. Put a good swing on that baseball, chopped it back up the box. Morrill made a great play, not only saves the hit, but takes away an RBI.
So now with 2 down in this inning, runner on third base. First pitch to David Avidia. A breaking ball on the outside of Black, first strike one. Avidia has done a lot of the heavy lifting today. A 2-run ground roll double back in the 4th inning. Pushed across McCabe and Zach Daniels. 0-1 from Polkovich. Fastball is just fouled off the padding. Behind toe plate towards the brick wall. It's 0-2. So the ball boy battle continues here. Both the Chatham and Orleans ball boys searching for that ball in no man's land behind the dish. Orleans comes up victorious. Polkovich comes set, looks back to run at third. Holds 0-2. Fastball lifted out towards shallow right field. Coming in is Polensky. It drops in for a base hit. And David Avidia collects his second base in this ball game. Another RBI for the catcher from Grand Canyon. It's now 4-0. Again, Avidia has had some of his best games against the Anglers this year. He's just a team that he loves to play against.
Thomas, there might not be too many takeaways from tonight, given that there's not much on the line, but a good sign for the Orleans Firebirds. If David Avidia can get things rolling at the plate, it gives you 2 catchers potentially in the postseason. That could be a big lift for the Orleans Firebirds.
First pitch to Josh Samora. Fastball just misses the inside corner for ball 1. Maybe an early candidate for a bird ball of the game right now with 3 RBIs on the evening. Came in with just 3 on the year, now has doubled it to 6. And you're right, if Avidia starts hitting, you better watch out. 1-0 breaker misses outside. Count 2-0.
Well, the bigger thing is it probably gives you more flexibility. It would allow you to play Rob Emery at first and David Avidia behind the plate. And that way, especially against the left-handed pitcher, that eliminates the amount of lefties you have in the lineup.
2-0 to Zamora is popped high in the air behind the dish. Rice gives it a look as he'll bounce off the pavement down there behind the bleachers. Count 2-1. Avidia over at second base with 2 down. 4-0 Birds lead now. 2 hits in the inning, has doubled it also to 4 hits in the hit column. As Zamora waits. The 2-1 from Polkovich. Fastball in the dirt as Rice gobbles it up. Count moves to 3-1. Zamora just batting $142 this year. Does have the 3 long balls in 9 RBIs. 3-1 up Zamora. High fly ball out towards shallow center field. Cooper Davis coming back, coming in. Cam Sutter makes the catch for the 3rd out. But the Firebirds tack on 2 more here in this 6th inning. 2 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, 1 man left on base. After 5 1/2, it's the Firebirds 4 and the Anglers nothing. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here around the Cape. Again, 2 other games going on across the Cape. Bourne and Brewster and the season on a tie, so the Whitecaps pick up 2 points in the last 2 games. Yesterday resulted in a tie, and today as well. And then over in Wareham at Blaine Field, top of the 8th inning. Wareham all over Falmouth 8-0, but again, not a lot, no movement at all in the West Division in the seeding battle. Commodores in first, cleanly. So a couple changes we have seen so far. Rob Emery. Look like Rob Emery is just warming up. Ben Sears on the mound as Avita comes out to his normal spot.
And look at this. The Chatham Anglers are going to have a pinch hitter here. We've seen position players on the mound. This time it's a pitcher taking hacks. Jeremy Wu Yelland is going to get a lick for the Chatham Anglers.
Jeremy Wu Yelland, a left-handed pitcher out of the University of Hawaii. 6'2", 205, rising junior, native of Verradale, Washington. He's pitched 25 2/3 innings on the mound this year, now making his first plate appearance of the Cape League season. As the Firebirds lead the Anglers 4-0. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, 4-0 again. Firebirds lead. Ben Sears back on the hill for the Firebirds, according to the final 2 outs in the 5th inning. A fly out and a ground out induced. Again, Jerry Wu Yelland, a pitcher out of Hawaii. First pitch, fastball misses low and out for ball 1. Yelland held his opposition to .215 batting average, trying to maybe start 1,000 here with a base hit. As the 1-0 breaker misses low and out, 2-0. Now, I'm sure it's probably a weird feeling for a pitcher on the mound, as I'll finish up in just a second. 2-0 fastball up and out, 3-0. If you're a pitcher on the mound and you see another pitcher who is not really a hitter in the batter's box, that's a weird feel. It's a 3-0 pitch, blooped out towards shallow left field. Kokoska coming in, camps over and makes the catch for the first out as Jeremy Wu Yelland swings at a 3-0 pitch and flies out.
Yeah, I think Jeremy Wu Yelland was going to swing until he got a strike, if not try and force one. He was up there to hack, not to watch. Got that pitch on 3-0 and just skied it up.
I think the ball could have bounced in, and I think he would have tried to swing on it. As now with 1 down in the bottom of the 6th, 4-0 Birds lead. It's Paxton Wallace. First pitch of the shocker out of Wichita State, a curveball. Just brushes off the outside corner, 1-0. So you can mark up Wu Yelland's career on the Cape, now 0-1 with the bat. As the 1-0 breaker cut on a miss for strike 1, it's 1-1. Series set for the windup, kicks and fires the 1-1 pitch, fouled off towards the Chatham dugout, count 1-2. Again, home half of the 6th here at Veterans Field, 4-0 Firebirds lead the Chatham Anglers. Thomason's Villager alongside Josh White here in the Birds Broadcast Network. 1-2 breaking ball, fisted up high in the air. The left fielder, Kokoska, right at him. A straight line drive bullet at the left fielder. Kokoska moved maybe a step back for the second out. So Sears is trying the first 4 hitters he has faced here on the Cape. And now looks to retire Charlie Welch here, the catcher, to end things here in the 6th. Sears, time is called by the home plate umpire, Mike Finn. Sears steps off the backside of the rubber. Works from the first base side from the stretch. First pitch of Charlie Welch. Breaking ball swung right through for strike 1. Welch out in front of the breaker, down 0-1. Welch so far today 0 for 1 with a walk, struck out back in the 4th. 0-1 from Sears. Breaking ball once again, swung on a miss for strike 2. That one had 76 miles an hour on the radar gun. So Sears trying to end the 6th inning with a bang with a strikeout. 0-2. Fastball misses up and out of the zone. Count 1-2.
Now this is going to get pretty wacky, Thomas. You wouldn't imagine Jeremy Wu Yellen would stay in the ball game to pitch, so someone will have to come in Wu Yellen's spot to play first and then move something around.
1-2 breaking ball in the dirt, smothered up by the catcher, Vidia. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It could get very entertaining at Veterans Field tonight.
I mean, I told us that we could go out there if they ever needed us. 2-2 curveball and just misses the inside corner. Counts full at 3-2.
See the first Providence Friar play baseball in what, more than 20 years?
Probably. It's been at least, probably 20, yeah, since the program folded it in 2000. Count is full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. You would just be another hurricane out here on the Cape. 3-2. Fastball, high fly ball towards shallow left center field. Kokoska running in, gives way to Hurtubise at left center. Ucamp sort of makes the catch for the final out here in the 6th. So Ben Sears has retired the first 5 he has faced here. And retires the side here in the 6th. It's a 4-0 lead for the Firebirds after 6. As we'll send it over to Scotty Gage for some more. Scotty?
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Just kind of hanging out on the right field line, getting game angles. You know I love to do. Kind of new things sticking out in just the fact that lots of different Firebirds all over the field today and yesterday. And, you know, I know Chatham's, they got their trainer as their first base coach, which is kind of kooky, but it's also just kind of fun. You know, 44th game of the season to, you know, get her out there and get some recognition for her. And it's fun to watch these guys play a little bit different positions. We've seen lots of the same. We've also seen a little change up in the past couple of days, which is just exciting to see. And it kind of tells you a lot about these players and these athletes that they might only play 1 or 2 positions at school. And that's just kind of how it is day by day. They're the 3rd baseman at, let's say, University of Nevada, Reno, like a guy like Josh Zamora. But we've seen Zamora play 2nd, short, 3rd base today. We've seen Max Troiani jump into 3rd base in this last week. And it's cool to see guys go all over, especially a guy like Zach Britton, who's naturally a catcher. We've seen him be the DH for the team a number of times, play out in right field, and play first base. He was starting there today, and so you just get to see a lot of guys bounce around. It's just some of the beauty of summer college baseball. You get to see a lot of guys go in a lot of different areas that they may not be totally and completely comfortable with, but that's just, you know, the awesome atmosphere here that these guys get to not only compete in the highest of levels, but they also get to develop out here. So it's just fun to watch from this angle and just kind of taking a step back and recognizing that. Always, always cool to see.
Top of the 7th at Veterans Field. Orleans on top of Chatham, 4-0. And the wackiness and weirdness continues for the Chatham Anglers as they'll bring in their 4th pitcher of the night, rather 5th. Their starting 3rd baseman, Paxton Wallace, a right-hander out of Wichita State, will go from 3rd to the pitcher's mound as Tom Holliday's club goes to their 5th arm tonight. Wallace has yet to pitch on the Cape. We'll see what he's got after Caden Polkovich gave up 2 runs in the 6th inning. It'll be the top of the Orleans lineup, starting with Jacob Hurtubise. First pitch to the left-handed swinger. Breaking ball drops in low for ball 1. Andy Haig has shifted from 2nd to 3rd to grab the vacancy left by Wallace, and Tyler Dones comes in to play 2nd. 1-0, 92-mile-an-hour fastball off the dish. It's 2 balls and no strikes. So Wallace's first appearance on the Cape, his 2nd pitch of the evening, the hardest one thrown tonight. 2-0. 91-mile-an-hour fastball skips low. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Julio Marcano and Eddie McCabe to follow in the inning for the Orleans Firebirds. Here's the 3-0. Fastball right down the chute. It's 3-1. We still have one more arm to get to tonight for the Chatham Anglers, as Tom Holliday promised. 3-1. Fastball paints the outside corner and the count runs full. Alex Terrell, first baseman out of the University of Miami, is set to pitch tonight and be the 6th different arm used by the Chatham A's. Here's the 3-2. Breaking ball, check swing, number 3rd base side. Haig charges infields with the glove throw on the run in time. Jacob Hurtubise busting down the line, but Haig shifted from 2nd to 3rd, makes the play, and there's 1 away.
Haig making it look easy down there with the speedster, and Jacob Hurtubise. Almost another bunt there from Hurtubise with the check swing. just out by about half a step.
It's now Julio Marcano, second baseman out of NJIT, digs in from the right side. Right-hander Wallace set first pitch. Curveball at 71 miles an hour, skips outside for ball 1. Quiet night for Marcano. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. But the Birds lead the Anglers 4-0. 1-0. Fastball dots the outside corner. It's 1-1. 93 on the radar gun for Paxton Wallace. Boy, is he lighting it up tonight. Right-hander set first base side, 1-1. Fastball clubbed behind the mound, fielded by the shortstop, Morrill charging in. High throw to first. Welch knocks it down and stays on the bag for the second out of the frame.
Yeah, Paxton Wallace way hucking it out there. 94 on that one. You can tell he's throwing hard.
So let's give you the final line on Caden Polkovich. He went 1 inning, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, none earned, 1 walk and 1 K. Wallace looking for a scoreless 7th at Veterans Field. First pitch to McCabe, looping, breaking ball. Over the heart of the plate, not held on by the catcher, Keaton Rice. Ruled ball 1. So a nice 69-mile-an-hour breaker that had a lot of the plate, but it's called a ball.
I don't know if Wallace knows I'm throwing a breaking ball.
So now Wallace taking his time on the bump. He'll step off and try and regather himself. McCabe steps back in for the right side. Wallace a deep breath, the 1-0. Breaking ball drops low. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Orleans 4 runs on 4 hits, no errors. They've left 5 runners on base tonight. The Anglers scoreless with just 2 hits, 2-0. Fastball right down the chute, 95 on the gun. It's 2-1.
If I'm Tom Holliday, it's like, this is the first time we pitched this kid in game 44.
You might look at him for a potential postseason appearance. 2-1. Fastball downstairs. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. TJ Mathewson, the voice of the YD Red Sox, joking that maybe he's got an audition spot somewhere else. YD a little thinner on the arms, second half of the summer. 3-1. Breaking ball clobbered out to left field. Long run for Kendrick Callowell. This is going to get down for a base hit. McCabe takes the turnaround first. He's aboard for the second time tonight, and the Birds a 2-out base knock in the 7th.
Yeah, McCabe now 2 for 4 at the spot where he was last year in game 44. Doesn't have the double, but he's got the pair of singles.
Now Orleans will call on a pinch hitter. Trevin Esquera out of Loyola Marymount will come in for the Orleans Firebirds. He replaces Zach Britton after an 0 for 1 day for the Louisville Cardinal. Switch hitting pinch hitter steps in from the left side. First pitch. Breaking ball skips low, gets past the catcher Charlie Welch to the backstop. Rather Keaton Rice. And that will allow Eddie McCabe to scamper to second. All these changes for the Chatham Anglers, has everyone guessing. Here's the 1-0 to Esquera. Fastball downstairs. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Esquera, a natural first baseman, but boy, is he a very unique story. Ambidextrous through and through. 2-0. Fastball spiked back behind the dish off the bat of Esquera. It's 2-1. Hitting .214 for the Orleans Firebirds this summer, but batted .322 in the spring. Max Triani out of Bentley waiting on deck for the Orleans Firebirds. He'd be a pinch hitter if the Birds get him up in this frame. 2-1, fastball chopped to the on-deck circle. Triani fields it with the bare right hand on a hop, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, Max Triani, the hands team down there on the on-deck circle. Catching that one, a scorcher on a bounce.
Now, a couple of very important at-bats for Triani if he gets the opportunity. He's 13 points shy of the batting title. 2-2, fastball sent down the left field line and out of play. We'll do it again.
Maybe Kel Nicholson trying to get him there. I believe he needed to go 4 for 4 today, though, to reach that.
Now, the problem is for Triani, Nick Gonzalez, who is not playing today, is at 351. So Triani 11 points shy of that pace. 2-2, fastball sent on a line over the first baseman's head, Welch down the first base line. Esquera takes the turnaround first, trips over the bag. He'll have to retreat back to first, but it's an RBI single for Trevin Esquera as Eddie McCabe comes home to score. It's 5-0, and the wackiness continues at Veterans Field.
I'm sure he's going to hear from his teammates in the first base dugout. Trevin Esquera taking a turn, due for extra bases. All of a sudden, just hits the earth over there at first base, falls down. But so it's a long single for Esquera. But he gets credit with the RBI as well.
So if you came to see anything at Veterans Field, you've seen it all.
If you came the last 2 days, you have seen it all.
And now Max Trani, a pinch hitter out of Bentley, will dig in for the first time tonight. Kelly Nicholson told me the other day he had never heard of Bentley before Max Trani came to the Cape. Powerhouse in the NE10, and Triani proving everyone wrong so far this summer. Hitting .340, named the team MVP the other night at Eldridge Park. Escara aboard at first with 2 down. First pitch to Triani. Fastball zips the outside corner for strike 1.
Well, Scare running on first base. They call him football the turf monster.
1-0, rather 0-1. Breaking ball hits Triani on the leg. He'll trot down to first base. It's maybe not the hit Triani was looking for as he takes the ball off the inside leg. But the Birds with a 2-out rally here in the 7th.
Well, he'll see the on-base percentage go up here in this ball game with the hit by pitch.
It's now Zach Kokoska, left fielder from Kansas State, who's 0 for 3 tonight. A chance to add to this 5-run lead for Orleans. Wallace's first pitch, fastball shot down the left side and out of play for strike 1. Orleans 5, Chatham nothing. Top of the 7th at Veterans Field. 44th and final game of the regular season on Cape Cod. Brewster and Bourne have gone final at Doran Park, a 4-4 finish out in the west part of the Cape. 0-1, breaker outside, it's 1-1. Wareham all over Falmouth at Spillane Field, 8-1 in the last of the 8th, and here at Veterans Field, it's a 5-0 Orleans lead. 1-1, fastball sent back to the screen, it's 1-2.
Yeah, it's interesting because the netting here is almost in line with the broadcast booth. I wonder, I'll have to ask Cooper and Josh, the broadcaster for the Anglers, have they got a ball up there in 2 years?
The 1-2 home. Fastball off the plate, it's 2-2. So an update as well in Falmouth. Zach DeLoach getting the night off for the Commodores. So he would win the batting title without playing on the last night of the summer. 2-2. Breaking ball fisted out into shallow center field. Cooper Davis running on. Morrill going out. Morrill lays out, can't make the grab. Busting around third is Trevin Escara. Stays on his feet and scampers home. It's an RBI base knock for Zach Kokoska, and the Birds lead 6-0 here in the 7th.
Well, Zach Kokoska now collecting base hits in back-to-back ball games against the Anglers. And it's good to see him getting more confidence back in the batter's box after falling behind in a tough streak he had coming into yesterday's ball game.
First pitch to Dom Keegan. Fastball cut on and missed for strike 1. Keegan still hitless in his Firebirds career. Oh, for his first 10. Celebrating his 19th birthday tonight at Veterans Field. 0-1, chopped third base side. Fielded by Andy Hagan, foul ground. And it's 0-2.
Was close on the white chalk down there as Keegan was robbed of a base hit his last AB, maybe saved there by that ball, hugging the line.
Center rocket back up the box. Huey Morrill knocked it down and threw to first. 0-2. Fastball fouled back off the mask of Keaton Rice, and we'll do it again. 2 gone in the top of the 7th in Chatham. Orleans all over the Anglers, 6-0. Firebirds looking for a share of the regular season East Division crown. 0-2. Fastball up and in. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Right-hander Paxton Wallace trying to get out of the frame. 1-2, sent into center field. Right at Cooper Davis, who makes the grab shoulder high, and the side is retired. But not before the Orleans Firebirds add a couple more. Orleans scores 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors. They leave 2 runners left on base. We've reached stretch time at Veterans Field. It's the Firebirds 6 and the Anglers nothing. Let's send it over to Scotty Gaines. Scotty.
Ryan, Ben, Laura, Lizzie, Eliza, Wesley, Bax, Marcella, and Alaria. Are you ready? All right, on 3, a 1, a 2, a 3.
Sorry about that. I was admiring the the seventh inning stretch singers. It's one of my favorite things, really, in these games. They get all the young kids and they sing together. It's so fun. I know we can probably hear it faintly through our crowd mic, but yeah, it's really fun, and it's fun to be a part of that. Except for they always yell anglers really loud here. It always hurts my ears. But something that does not hurt my ears, and it's not going to hurt your ears, is it's almost playoff times, you guys. So we got to break down really what the playoffs are going to look like. Of course, Orleans, no matter what, if they win or lose tonight, they're the 2 seed, and they're going to go up against the 3 seed of the YD Red Sox. So game 1 tomorrow at Orleans has home field advantage. So tomorrow is 7 p.m. It's going to be at Eldridge Park. It'll be live on the Birds Broadcast Network with all our cameras set up and everything. It's going to be a fantastic show. It's going to be a really fun game. Game 2 will be at Red Wilson Field at 4 p.m. That's going to be radio style here on the Birds Broadcast Network. And Game 3, if necessary, will be the next day again at Orleans at Eldridge Park because they've got the home field advantage. After that, it kind of depends. If Chatham wins, we're going to have 2 games here at Chatham, just 1 at Orleans. And then if Harwich beats Chatham in a 3-game set, then it's going to be Orleans with the home field advantage. So that's going to be really fun. Jake Eater, Isaac Cascada, they should be the first 2 pitchers to go for Orleans. That's nothing official or confirmed yet, but really, really exciting. Can't wait for the rest of this ball game, but really can't wait for playoffs, guys. We're almost there.
Bottom of the 7th at Veterans Field. Orleans all over Chatham, 6-0. Ben Sears back out to work. Pitch to Keaton Rice, misses upstairs for ball 1. 1-2 the count to Rice, the catcher out of Bradley, hitting from the left side. Sears winds and fires the 1-2 home. Fastball shot back over the screen beyond the press box, and we'll do it again. 7, 8, and 9 for the Anglers due up in this frame, with Huey Morrill and Andy Haig to follow. Sears has retired all 5 Anglers he's faced tonight. 1-2. Fastball off the dish. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Couple defensive changes for the Orleans Firebirds. Zach Kokoska moves from left to right, and Max Girani stays in left field. 2-2. Fastball upstairs. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Trevin Esquero came in as a pinch hitter for Zach Britton. He'll remain in the ball game to play first. Here's the 3-2 from Sears. Fastball sent on a line into right field. That'll get down for a base hit. Keaton Rice, second time on tonight. He shoots a single into right. It's now Huey Morrill, the shortstop from Oklahoma State. But boy, does that not tell the whole story. Morrill started tonight on the mound for the Anglers, threw 2 scoreless innings, and struck out 5 of the 7 batters he faced. Morrill steps in from the right side. Sears set at the chest. First pitch. Fastball high and tight. Check swing from Morrill. They'll appeal down to first. He laid off for ball 1. Firebirds 6, Anglers nothing. Home half of the 7th in Chatham, Massachusetts. 1-0. Fastball dots the outside corner. It's 1-1. Plan for Kelly Nicholson is just a 2-pitcher combo tonight. He's got Ben Sears, right-hander, dealing. 1-1, breaking ball fisted the other way, into right field for a base hit. Morrill shoots one through the right side. Back-to-back hits for the Anglers. And they've got 2 on and nobody down. It's now Andy Haig, who's been aboard twice tonight. We'll dig in for his 3rd plate appearance. Haig started the ball game off at second, shifted over to third after the change of Paxton Wallace going to the bump. Chance for the Anglers to cut this deficit in half if Haig leaves the yard. Righty on righty matchup. First pitch, Haig shows bunt, pops it up first base side. Avidia makes the grab in foul ground for the first out of the inning. So trailing by 6 runs, Haig elects to bunt, skies it in the air. Avidia makes the snatch. So that'll flip it back around to the top for the Anglers with Cooper Davis, center fielder out of Vanderbilt, who's been aboard twice tonight. Sears, his first threat of the evening, sets down the first 5 he faced out of the pen. First pitch to Davis. Fastball catches the outside corner for strike 1. For the Anglers, they'll be the #1 seed in the East Division, even if they do fall short tonight. Firebirds will be the 2nd seed in the East. 0-1, fastball Sent out to shallow left field. Triani trotting in. He'll make the call. He'll make the two-handed snatch over the left shoulder for the second out.
The right fielder from Nebraska, number 20.
Anglers will host the Harwich Mariners at Veterans Field tomorrow night, 7 p.m. is the scheduled start time. The Orleans Firebirds will face off against the YD Red Sox at Eldridge Park. And it's also set for 7 p.m. Both series 2 out of 3. Sears set at the belt. First pitch to Polensky. Fastball dots the outside corner for strike 1. Firebirds 6, Anglers nothing. Last of the 7th. Morrow on at first. Rice off of second. Sears, the right-hander, 0-1. Fastball sent back to the screen. It's 0-2. So a chance for Ben Sears to sidestep trouble. Allowed the first 2 Anglers to reach in this inning with a couple of base hits. Right-hander from Rhode Island Community College set. Here's the 0-2. Fastball cut on and missed, strike 3. Plus 90 fastball up in the zone that Polensky couldn't catch up on, and the side is retired. The Anglers once again held scoreless as Chatham scores no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and they leave 2 runners left on base. After 7 complete innings at Veterans Field, it's Orleans 6.
I like Legos ever since I was a little kid. So
was there like a tipping point, like a specific day where you were like, do you know what, Legos are sick?
I think it was just ever since once I figured out what I could do with the Legos, like building spaceships for my own mind, just putting them together and stuff like that.
And it still reigns true today?
Yeah, I do love them. I don't have any with me though.
Oh,
that's the sad
That's
part.
a long summer.
Yeah, I know. That's a long summer.
All right, I'll track you back. If there's one specific Lego Starship Battle Star, whatever thing that you made that you're most proud of, is there one you could pick out?
Yes, there's one that I made from scratch. Like I took some parts that were in the instructions and then added some new stuff that I wanted from my mind, my imagination, and I really liked it. It was a lot of fun doing it.
What did it look like?
It was like a spaceship, but it had like it was almost like a baseball for like the cruise ship, almost where the driver would sit.
Okay.
And it was orange. And it was like a little globe that he sat in.
Whoa.
For where
you send that into like BMW or anything like that?
No, I didn't. I should have.
Yeah.
I should have.
I noticed you have lots of wristbands on. What do those mean to you? If there's anyone specifically?
One of them just says strength, integrity, passion, which we got from Tennessee, just having strength and integrity in Christ. And then just passion for whatever you're passionate about.
What are you passionate about?
Christ, baseball, and family.
It's pretty cool. Normally when I ask different players what they're passionate about, they go, Do you know what? Yes, and you were right away.
Yeah.
Christ, family, baseball. That's pretty awesome.
Yes.
Has it always been that way for you?
Yes. Yes.
That's really cool, man. Let's touch on baseball before I know we got a fun game today. What are you looking for out of yourself?
I'm just looking to improve every day. Improve every day, having fun while you're doing it, because if you don't have fun, then what are you doing it for?
It's a waste of time if you're not having fun,
Yeah,
huh?
that's what I would think.
Are you having fun?
Yes, definitely.
On a scale of 1 to 10, like 10?
Oh, 11.5.
11.5. Are you kidding me? This guy's having 11.5% or out of 10 fun.
Yes.
Hey, go have some fun. It's a great day for baseball, man. Appreciate your time. Zach Daniels, he'll be the first batter today for the Orleans Firebirds with a smile on his face.
Top of the 8th at Veterans Field. Orleans on top of Chatham, 6-0. First pitch from Kendrick Kalilau to David Avidia. A fastball up and away for ball 1. Kalilau, a new arm into the ball. University of Florida started this ball game in left field. 3-0. Fastball taken above the letters for ball 4. 4-pitch walk to David Avidia. The catcher from Grand Canyon is aboard for the 4th time tonight. So let's close the line on Paxton Wallace, right-hander out of Wichita State. Tossed 1 inning, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, no walks, and no Ks. He shifts back to third base. Colin Hall replaces the open spot in left field, and Huey Morrill's spot. First pitch to Josh Zamora, a fastball inside for ball 1. And Andrew Haig, who has played all over the diamond tonight for the Anglers, moves to shortstop. 1-0 from the right-hander. Fastball upstairs. The 6th consecutive ball tossed by Kalilau. Well, a heater above the letters. It's 3 balls and no strikes. 7 consecutive balls thrown by Kalilau. Avidia on at first, right-hander set the 3-0. Fastball taken all the way over the heart. Will step in for the 5th time tonight. Kalilau 0 for 2, but Hurtubise 0 for 2, but he's been on twice. First pitch to the Birds leadoff man, a fastball over the heart of the plate for strike 1. This is the 6th different position player used tonight by Tom Holliday. 0-1, fastball up and away, it's 1-1. The Anglers will play tomorrow night against the Harwich Mariners. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball stays upstairs. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Tom Holliday trying to preserve the pitching. The Anglers, one of the best pitching team on the Cape. They're 3rd in ERA with an ERA of 3.79. 2-1. Fastball cut on and missed. It's 2-2. Zamora on at first. Avidia off of second. Nobody down in the top of the 8th inning. Orleans in front 6-0 over Chatham. Birds looking to secure a spot and share the East Division crown. 2-2, fastball runs downstairs. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Even if Orleans holds on, Chatham will be the 1 seed. They own the tiebreaker over the Firebirds. 3-2 pitch, fastball up and away, taken for ball 4. 3 straight walks from Kendrick Kalilau, the right-hander from Florida. Issues a free pass, and now we'll get another pitching change. Dennis Cook on his way out. He's pointing to straightaway center field. He's not pointing to the bullpen. He's calling for Cooper Davis in center to trot in and switch with Kalilau. So Kalilau unable to get it done on the mound. Davis will trot in from center to pitch. Kalilau walking back to the dugout. He'll have to make a spin back around. They're going to switch gloves. So Davis will toss Kalilau the outfield mitt. And now Kalilau will walk towards the dugout. Brady Smith, Kalilau's Florida teammate, hands him his outfield glove. Colin Hall will move to center, and Kalilau goes back out to left. So if Tom Holliday didn't want to make more changes, he's forced to here. He brings in Cooper Davis to come in to pitch. We'll step aside for a short break. Listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. Firebirds 6, Anglers nothing. Welcome back to Veterans Field. Here in the 8th inning, the bases are loaded for Orleans. And Cooper Davis, the center fielder tonight for the Anglers, going to come into pitch. First pitch to Julio Marcano. A fastball downstairs for ball 1. So this is pitcher number 7 for the Chatham Anglers tonight. All position players used by Tom Holliday. 1-0, fastball ripped out and missed. It's 1-1. Kendrick Kalilau unable to record an out for the Anglers in this inning. He's been relegated back to left field. 1-1, fastball runs downstairs. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Davis working quickly, the 2-1, chopped to the left side, fielded by the shortstop, Haig. He flips this Dones at second. On to first, not in time. A 6-4 RBI fielder's choice for Julio Marcano. As Avidia comes in to score, and the Birds take a 7-0 lead. So Davis able to get an out, but gives up a run. Then I'll go against Kendrick Calalau's line. First pitch to Eddie McCabe. Popped out of play down the right side for strike one. So Davis in his debut on the mound for the Anglers this summer. 0-1. Breaking ball drifts too far inside. It's 1-1. Davis set first base side 0-1. Fastball crushed out to deep left field. Calalau ranging back. He's got room in front of the warning track. Makes the catch. Zamora gliding home from third. The throw goes to the plate. Not in time. Sacrifice fly off the bat of Eddie McCabe. And the Birds make it 8-0 here in the 8th inning.
The first baseman, number 2, Trevin Esquera.
Says all the makings of a baseball game in terms of the plate and pitcher's mound separated by 60 feet, 6 inches. Base paths are 90 feet in distance. But other than that, there's not much baseball being played at Veterans Field. Trevin Esquera, the batter, first pitch. Backdoor fastball catch the outside corner for strike one. Oh, 1 for the right-hander. Fastball chopped right side, backhanded by the first baseman, Charlie Welch. Down to a knee, stumbles, can't get to the bag. An infield single for Trevin Esquera. Welch made a great play to backhand it, stay on his feet, but couldn't get to the first base bag in time.
The left fielder, number 32, Max Troiani.
There's just certain things you can't make up, and this is one of them. Now Max Troiani, in his second plate appearance of the night, will step in. First pitch to the left fielder from Bentley. Fastball backs him off the dish for ball one. Bentley came in to pinch, rather Troiani from Bentley came in to pinch it in the 7th. Was hit by the pitch. 1-0. Fastball runs outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Firebirds have scored 8 runs on 8 hits tonight. The Anglers still scoreless here in the 8th. 2-0. Fastball dots the outside corner. It's 2-1. So a 78-mile-an-hour heater. That's been the velo tonight for Cooper Davis on the bump. 2-1. Fastball inside. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. And we're told the Anglers aren't out of arms just yet. Alex Terrell, a chance to go. 3-1, clubbed out to left field. That gets down for a base hit. Runner being held up at third base, but it's another single for Max Troiani. That average continues to climb, and if Troiani gets a couple more plate appearances tonight, has a chance to win the batting title. He would need to go 3 for 3 the rest of the night, and for him to get a couple more plate appearances would be quite the distance in this ball game. Alec Hendon, the Firebirds beat writer, calling it cruel if that happened. Zach Kokoska, the batter, first pitch taking all the way. Fastball outside for ball one. 8th hitter of the inning for the Orleans Firebirds. Zach Kokoska, the right fielder from Kansas State. 1-0, Kokoska leaves the bat on the shoulder, zips downstairs. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Not much of time in between pitches from Davis. Right-hander winds and fires the 2-0 home. Fastball taken above the letters. It's 3 balls and no strikes. You'd have to imagine Keaton Rice behind the dish just puts down the number 1. Davis gets the sign, rears back and goes home. Here's the 3-0. Fastball over the heart of the plate. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Orleans on top of Chatham, 8-0 here in the top of the 8th at Veterans Field. 3-1. Fastball outside, ball 4. 5-pitch walk to Zach Kokoska. He'll get an RBI. As Julio Marcano trots in to score, and it's 9-0 in favor of the Orleans Firebirds. So now the Birds have batted through their lineup. Dom Keegan, the DH from Vanderbilt, the 9th hitter of this frame. First pitch, fastball outside for ball 1. Couple of Vanderbilt Commodores going at it. 1-0. Fastball taken low, gets past the catcher, Keaton Rice. But the runner at third base will stay put. It's 9-0 Orleans here in the top of the 8th inning. And Tom Keegan, who's hitless in his Firebirds career, looking to deliver a big blow. Couple of rising sophomores for the Commodores facing off. 2-0. Fastball over the heart of the plate. It's 2-1. Keegan 0 for 3 tonight. Did reach base on a hit by pitch in the 4th inning. Davis set at the belt. 2-1. Fastball catches the inside quarter. It's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning. Orleans leading 9-0, 2-2. Fastball just grazed off the bat of Keegan, and we'll do it again. Boy, would it be a story for Dom Keegan if his first career Cape hit came off his college teammate. Now, granted, he's a position player, but still. 2-2. Fastball high and tight. The count runs full. Merry-go-round will be in motion for the Orleans Firebirds. 3-2. Fastball inside, ball 4. Ricochets off the home plate umpire Mike Finn. Tom Keegan will trot to first, and RBI as Trevin Esquera comes in to score. It's now 10-0 here in the 8th inning.
The catcher, number 20, David Avitia.
So now the Birds have batted around in the inning. David Avita, the catcher from Grand Canyon, who's been aboard 4 times tonight, will dig in. Right-hander Davis set at the belt, first pitch. Fastball backs up Avita for ball 1. No one warming up in the Anglers bullpen. This is Davis's ball game. 1-0 goes beyond the helmet of Avita to the backstop. It's 2 balls and no strikes. And now Dennis Cook, the Anglers pitching coach, back out on his way to the mound. He lifts the hand once again. Points to the outfield. Will he go for Kendrick Carlisle and bring him back in? He takes the ball from Cooper Davis, and now Colin Hall trotting in from center. So 3 different outfielders in this inning for the Anglers will get a chance to pitch. Hall, the next man up, the outfielder from Georgia Tech, with the Birds on top of Chatham, 10-0 here in the 8th. We'll head to a short break. Goes to Firebirds baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. Welcome back to Veterans Field. The Orleans Firebirds all over the Chatham Anglers, 10-0 in the top of the 8th inning. And Colin Hall, who patrolled center field for the Anglers in this frame, he'll come in to pitch. 2-0 the count to David Avidia, the pitch. Fastball skied right side of the infield in foul ground. Keaton Rice near the Orleans dugout. It'll carry him off the top of the snack shack. It's 2-1. So Colin Hall, the 8th different pitcher used tonight by Tom Holliday's club, and the 3rd different outfielder on the mound in this inning. Keegan on at first, Kokoska off of second, Johnny 90 feet away. It's been all position players tonight for the Anglers. 2-1, fast.